Oh, you didn't know? But your
Your
ass
ass better call somebody.
It's the Bat Fry, Kenny Fry, the Showstopper, Cowboy Dave Yarnall, and we are the Atomic Drop Podcast. And if you're not down with that,
We got two words for you. Atomic drop, baby. Let's go.
All right, what's up, Dave? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, big man. How you doing?
Fantastic Friday, right? I started my day off podcasting, talking Raiders and Kings hockey, Raiders football, Kings hockey. I'm going to end my Friday with a little bit of podcasting, talking WWE wrestling.
Sounds like a win-win to me, big man.
Absolutely. So let's kick it off with Monday Night Raw, man. Not a bad Raw. We'll just like hit on some points here. We won't cover match for match because we want to talk about the bigger stuff. Really dig into it. So beginning of the show, you have Cody come out. Introducing pretty much his team for Survivor Series War Games. And so you have Cody, you have Seth Rollins, you have help me out here.
Cody, Seth, who am I missing? Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn and one more.
I believe, I want to say...
We're starting off like a ball of fire here.
Cody, Seth, Sami Zayn. Who am I missing?
I don't know. I can't think of it right now. How terrible is that, man?
That's terrible. We'll figure it out.
So they come out there, and then of course Judgment Day comes out.
Jey Uso.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not a Jey Uso fan. I can't stand.
That's why.
Oh, I'm. There's a reason why I'm blocking him out of my head. But then you have Judgment. They're out there. So they're out there. Cody's out there talking, hyping the team up. Getting ready to kick Judgment Day's ass. Doesn't have a problem with Sammy. Doesn't. Jay's his boy right now. Tag team partners and all that stuff. But then him and Seth come face to face. That's when the Judgment Day's music hits, and the Judgment Day comes out.
And here comes Judgment Day. Yep.
Led by Damian Priest, of course, and Priest, they're out talking, and Sammy, you're a nobody. Who are you, Sami Zayn? You're not even a champion. You're a champion in your own mind. Jey Uso, what have you done lately, right?
Yes.
Seth, limping around, and Cody, Seth can't beat Cody. Cody can't win a championship. And, basically calling out that Seth and Cody have issues, kind of trying to drive a wedge there in between them. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Seth and Cody cannot get along. But it's kind of funny because if you watch the here we go.
Where are we going?
If you watch, I'm having issues.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I heard you the whole time.
Yeah, but I'm getting. Hold on.
All right. So if you're watching, you watch Priest trying to drive a wedge between Cody and Priest. Cody and Seth. They're all over that. Sami Zayn called that out right away. Sammy, just a ball of fire. You gotta love Sami Zayn's promos. He's always kind of hyped. He's super, super excited. He throws it out there like it is, and calls it. It is what it is. I see. We know what you guys are doing. You guys are trying to drive a wedge in between us. And same thing. Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins. He wasn't a fancy dancy. Mess around. Seth Rollins tonight coming out there in his high heel boots and his fancy wardrobes. This was Seth Rollins was ready for business tonight. Came down there, Seth, pretty much laid down a challenge to Dom Mysterio and JD McDonough, saying, hey, we're dressed, you guys are dressed, let's have at it. Because later on in the night, you had Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso against Judgment Day for the Universal Tag Team titles.
Yep.
So yeah, it's they called it out right away. You could see what Judgment Day was doing, trying to drive the wedge in between the whole team there, saying, "Hey, you're no good. You can't win the big one. You can't win a championship. You can't beat this guy. All this other stuff, calling out their little details and foibles and stuff like that. And are you eating a bag of chips? What are you doing? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear a lot of crackling when you were doing that. I thought you were eating a bag of chips.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, you're all right.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, you're freezing and everything now.
Am I?
Yeah. So
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Cody's team, they throw it right back into Judgment Day's face. Saying, hey, we got all these little things. They're trying to drive edges between us. What about you guys being led around by your Johnsons, by Rhea Ripley, mommy, I'm surprised, I think it was Cody that said, I'm surprised you guys made it down to the ring without mommy leading you, by your hands. Really ragging on the Judgment Day about Rhea Ripley's involvement, her pretty much takeover at Judgment Day. And then that leads to Damian Priest coming out and saying, I'm the leader, I'm the leader. And you kind of get a little bit of a side eye from Finn Balor there. But, Damian Priest right away, just like that, calls himself the leader. So what are your thoughts on that, Dave?
Honestly, I keep hearing myself I keep hearing myself. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on.
All right, I'm going to run through some comments here. We got Eddie Prather saying, yeah.
Major issues tonight.
It's all right. It's no big deal.
No, it's not. No, it's not. What's up, Al?
We have everybody. It was Jey Uso. We got it. Dave was able to get it because for some reason it's just drawing a blank there. I just got done watching Raw a couple hours ago. You think I'd remember that crap? I can't remember anything. It's been a long day. Eileen says May. Uso. Adam Glenn says Uso. That's what I think that is, not Udon. I think that's supposed to be Uso. Paul, who was just on with the 76ers post game, says, "What's up, Atomic Drop family? Feeling good with the win, heading to state championship versus Darrell Revis's elite team in Pittsburgh next week." Yeah, congratulations, Paul, on your playoff win tonight, your team's playoff win, and good luck with that next week. I know these guys that's kind of been the fly in your ointment as of late. That team has beaten you 3 straight times or whatever. The Darrell Revis national team or whatever it is, elite team. So good luck with that. Eddie Prather, Jey Uso, yep. Eddie says Jobber Dom. It's kind of interesting. Jobber Dom, he always puts out a really good show, a really good match. He's still carrying around that North American title. So, is he really a jobber or not? I'm not sure. But you can call him that. It's just, he is, but he isn't, kind of. I guess my point is when he's on NXT, you don't really look at him as a jobber, but usually when he's in a bigger match on like a Raw, mostly Raw, I guess not so much SmackDown because he's a Raw wrestler. He is almost kind of like a jobber. He puts on a good match, but he always ends up losing. But in NXT, he's still their North American champion.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right,
Linda,
cool.
Shush.
Yes, Linda. Shush. As I was saying earlier, before I got crackled, not crackle pop there. Sorry about that, everybody. Real quick, what I was going to say was, at backstage, Cody went to Seth and said, "Can we just get along for one night?"
Yeah.
I like that. I was really I thought that was great because I think those two kind of get along. I know Seth can't stand Cody. I get it. It is what it is. But to me, if they can get along for one night, I'm okay with it. And I think those two together make a great, they can make a good tag team. And I think Judgment Day is going to have their hands full with those 4. I really do.
Yeah. Linda says Dave is not a tech person. He breaks it more than he fixes it.
Linda, you're so right.
So do you think after Survivor Series, do you think this is like kind of like a foreshadowing into a
Double Dave. That's great.
it's okay just means double Dave and you can't go right. There we go. Yeah, the more Dave the
That is
merrier.
correct. That is. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Perfect.
So do you think this is going to lead to a Cody Seth match again? With the whole like I don't like you don't like me, but I respect you, and like that.
I'm not gonna go exactly there. I'm just gonna say if they can just get along for one night, then they'll go their separate ways. I'm okay with that.
Paul says about the Android, you're gonna have echoes that as soon as you pop on, Dave. There's a thing that tells me that.
Yeah, Dave, it says it to me too. It actually says it. Yeah.
Adam Glenn says Damien is the leader.
He thinks.
I know back when we first started doing the Atomic Drop podcast, when we were talking about Judgment Day, I did say I thought Rhea was the leader, even though they said there never was a leader. And then she really took that into like a really prominent role as the leader, setting up matches and, making deals with people backstage and stuff like that. And just speaking overall for the Judgment Day, that Rhea really stood out as the leader. And she kind of, after Damian Priest, said, told the world that he's the leader of Judgment Day, the backstage vignette afterwards, Rhea's kind of like, well, let's talk about the other thing that happened out there. And they all kind of looked at Damian Priest and said, oh, so you're the leader now. And he's like, oh, it just kind of happened in his deep, Damian Priest type of voice. And, Rhea's like, all right, it's time for you to step up anyway. All right, you're the leader at, you need a leader for the team anyway. You need a captain for the team at Survivor Series. So you're the leader. Mm-hmm. You're the captain at Survivor Series. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So we'll see what happens if they fall flat on their face. That could be a bad thing for Judgment Day. That could be, well, you were the leader. What happened? Type of thing.
Right. You messed up. We made you leader. But I still see. I think that Seth and Sammy and Cody and I think they win. I think that's definitely going to be a 5-star match. It's going to be really good, and I really think that they win. I think they pull it off. I just do.
I think the match is going to be amazing. To be 100% honest with you, each one of those guys can have their own individual spots, but they also all work well as a team. Both sides of the operation, and. Right. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to watch. A lot of fun to watch. I think that might be the match of the night.
Eddie says Dom would be the perfect manager. I agree with that.
I don't know. I think Dom can wrestle. I like Dom. I think he does all right on the mic. That's what we were talking last week when I did mention that. Do you think that WWE should bring back the cruiserweight division? Because after watching tonight with like Dragon Lee and Axiom going at it. There's a bunch of like smaller guys that are never going to be at the top. They're never going to be world champions. Why not have a division for them? Why not bring back the cruiserweight title for guys like Dom and guys like Dragon Lee, Axiom, and stuff like that? Because I can see Dom being a hell of a cruiserweight champion. You know what I mean? That's kind of more just how he'd be a bigger cruiserweight, much like who was it back in the day, back in WCW when they had the awesome cruiserweight divisions. I don't know if Eddie Guerrero, if he was ever considered a cruiserweight or not.
Oh, Ray definitely was. Ray was there.
Bigger cruiserweights. He always had the smaller luchadors, but
Jericho.
Running around doing all their crazy flips and awesome moves and stuff like that.
Yep.
You also had bigger cruiserweights, who were able to do some of that stuff, but also be able to work stronger, more power moves and stuff like that. So that's why I think they should bring the cruiserweight division back to give somebody like Dom a little bit more legitimacy. But he wouldn't be a terrible manager. I just think he's too good in the ring to be that.
I mean, I can see it both ways.
Eddie says in today's wrestling.
Oh, sure. I mean, no echo. Good.
No echo. That's good. We got Paul. Can you guys do me a favor and take the Atomic Drop to Pittsburgh Friday night and give out some Atomic Drops to a couple people pregame? Absolutely.
Why not?
I got deep fryers lined up all day. That's my.
Are we taking the show to Pittsburgh, big man?
We're gonna go. I'm not going to Pittsburgh. 6 hours.
We're taking the show to Pittsburgh. I'm down on that.
Eddie says that Rhea is the real leader. I agree 100%.
Yeah, she is, but I don't know. I still see what do you call it? I still see Priest as the leader, like officially. I can see it, but something's telling me it's not going to goes too good for Priest in Survivor Series. I just have a feling. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I agree with you. I don't think it's going to go well for him either. And that's what. So Rhea, like for me, like Eddie's saying, I think Rhea is the unquestioned leader right now of Judgment Day, but she's a title loss away of being nothing. You know what I mean? Like, so
right.
if she loses that title, they're not going to look to her anymore. They're going to, they'll switch that. They'll turn on her right away. I think anyway.
I agree.
And, she'll be there'll be a lot of dissension, a lot of angst, and split. Dom and Rhea, will be, pitted against, Finn and Priest and JD McDonough with no shoulders and a big head, just doing his own thing.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm looking forward to that match. It's gonna be really good. Really good.
Rich, what's up, Richie? Thanks for checking the show out.
Rich, Rich is the leader. Okay.
There you go, Rich. You are the leader of Judgment Day. Eddie says Rhea is by far the best performer in Judgment Day. It's not close.
I agree.
Yeah, you can't really argue that. I mean, you look at each member individually. Rhea's, fantastic. I think Finn Balor's really good. I think he, if anything, he'd be a close second to Rhea. And then performance-wise, maybe Priest, Dom, and then JD or Priest.
I think Finn's definitely the best wrestler out of all of them. There's no doubt about that.
Well, I think pound for pound, even though Rhea's a woman, I think Rhea, might outperform Finn.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Vision, like you can't really compare him man versus woman. You can't really go to that point. But pound for pound, I think she's just as every bit as good as. I think Finn's fantastic.
Oh, Finn's great.
I think Rhea's every bit as good as Finn. Maybe a step further because I think she is very good on the mic. She does play the crowd very well. Finn's decent on the mic. I think Rhea's a little bit better in ring. Both fantastic. Finn doesn't really work the crowd as much.
Rhea's got her hands full at Survivor Series.
Yeah, absolutely. Rhea's gonna have a match as well.
I'm excited. I'm very excited to see how that plans out.
And so she Rhea had her issue with that idiot Adam Pearce as he came out and shut down the shit show that was going to be the Judgment Day and Team Cody. I guess that's what we're calling it, Team Cody. I don't know.
Is it Team Cody?
I guess. I don't know. You remember back in the day they had awesome names like
it's Team Seth, if anything, right?
Stuff like that. I don't know.
I would say Team Seth. That's just me.
Cody's the one setting it up. Cody's the one doing all the talking. If you watch Monday Night Raw, Seth just kind of leaned against the ropes, trying not to be hobbled,
Right. So he's going to have Seth for one night. So that's why I'm going with that direction. So I don't know.
And so Adam Pearce came down and split everything up. Oh, I'm sick of it. Nonsense. And Rhea kind of got in his face, and that's when Zoe Stark came down and after Pearce. Rewind a little bit. Pearce banned Judgment Day from the building.
He did.
Tag team match for the championship. So there was no any shenanigans.
Kind of confused me on that, but go ahead.
How did it confuse you?
Because he banned Judgment Day from the ring,
from the arena.
From the arena. Okay, but yet Cody and who was it? They had a tag team championship match with Judgment Day. It made no sense.
The Judgment Day members, he said, the Judgment Day members that are not participating in the match, that are participating in the War Games match, must leave the building. So that's
JD. I must have missed that. Okay.
So that's JD, Dom, and JD, Dom. Oh yeah, that's JD and Dom. Yeah. So they had
JD and Dom. Right.
So he
because Priest and Finn had the tag team titles on the line against Cody. And I thought for sure, I thought to myself, did he just ban him from the building? So, what did I miss here?
Yeah, so he did. He specified. He said any Judgment Day member participating in the War Games match that are not a part of the tag team championship match must be out of the building. And so that's why
that's what I missed.
He said it the way he worded it. any Judgment Day member participating in the War Games match, which Rhea is not. Rhea has her own match
True.
in Survivor Series, but it's not a part of that War Games match. So
Right.
specified it that way. So there's no, well, Rhea was there and she's a part of Judgment Day. How come she didn't leave the building? He said participating in the War Games match. So
Gotcha. Okay. Now that you say that, it makes more sense. I misunderstood that the way they said it. So.
Rich says LA Knight will be the 5th member of Team Cody of the Rhodes Scholars. I don't know what they're.
LA Knight.
Well, so that brings up an interesting point. Rich brings up actually a pretty good point because what happened tonight on SmackDown?
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Good point.
The thing is, I don't know if LA Knight's gonna have his hands full with Bloodline. If he's gonna be,
see, that's what I was thinking too.
If they're gonna set up a match, with maybe LA Knight and Solo or LA Knight and Jimmy again.
I was thinking LA Knight and Jimmy, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, which is what we had tonight. It was a really good match until Solo came out and kind of ruined it. But it's hard to have a big pay-per-view like that with nobody from the Bloodline being a part of it. So that's
right.
why there's going to be a match. Or are they going to have a tag match on Friday? You're going to have Cody and LA Knight versus Solo and Jimmy. That could have happened.
That could put you. That actually could happen. Yes.
And then maybe Friday night they say, our 5th member after LA Knight and Cody's victorious, and our 5th member of Team Rocky Roads is going to be
Rocky Road.
It's going to be LA Knight. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting because you have to find a 5th member now because
yes. I think we know who the 5th member is going to be.
We speculated on it,
yes. I don't think it's going to be LA Knight, to be honest with you.
I don't know. I after Rich says that, because I didn't think it was going to be LA Knight either. But now after he said that,
I think it's who we think it is.
So real quick, the Judgment Day, they found their 5th member on Monday Night Raw at the end of the show. You had
we know who that is.
Yeah, we had Jay and Cody, going for the Universal Tag Titles, and Cody or Jay's on the outside. He the camera's on him, and his vampire teeth. He kind of looks over, and he is kind of just looking, and the camera pans back, and there's Drew McIntyre, eyeballing him, and he ends up getting a Claymore right to the face.
Well, Drew playing Mr. Innocent Man in the beginning of the show, and all of a sudden at the end of the show, pulls a fast one.
How did he play Mr. Innocent?
Because when he was talking to Seth backstage.
Well, like
he told Seth, he said, I have to wait my turn. You beat me at, you won your match at Crown Jewel. I get it. So I said, wait in the back, and we're thinking, okay, I'll wait my turn. I'm all good. And all of a sudden, at the end of the night, we saw what we saw. So I was like,
what I saw is a guy looking for revenge against a guy that cost him, the championship match. He hasn't forgiven Jey Uso.
True.
Get back at him, then to go against his team.
To sit there and tell Seth, and Seth leaves the backstage. I see you, big man. I'll talk to you later, big man. Whatever. And next thing you know, at the end of the night, we saw a little turn by Drew McIntyre. I
don't buy it. There's nothing that's going to put him ahead. He's still going to the back of the line. He still has to work his way up. Okay. This doesn't change anything. Anything that he said to Seth Rollins, I think, still stands. He shook Seth's hand. Seth walked away. He could have easily had Seth limped away. Seth is hurt,
but he made a deal with the devil in Rhea.
What a beautiful devil she is. So, but I get that, Dave. I get where you're coming from with it, but I just don't see anything that he said to Seth Rollins what he did tonight. He didn't say, I'll stay out of your match. He didn't say I won't join Judgment Day. He didn't say, we're best buddies. Just said, what, great match. You're right. I have nobody to blame but myself. Shook his hand and said, I'll start from the bottom, work my way back up, and I'll be seeing you again. You're a hell of a champ.
that kind of told me I'll wait my turn, and then all of a sudden,
he still has to wait his turn. He's just doing this for a match. As far as we know, as of today,
but to join Judgment Day, big man, why?
To get back,
he's better than that.
To get back, is he better than that? To get
I
back,
think so.
He's been double crossed. He's been on the short end of the stick with outside interference so many different times with Jey Uso. And what better way to get back at Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes, who he also blames for bringing Jey Uso in, right? He blames Jey in. This is a Cody and Jey thing. This is a way to screw Cody and Jey. Cody for bringing Jey in, and Jey for being a dickhead with the bloodline. So this is the way this is his feud with Jey Uso and the bloodline, 100%.
So joining Judgment Day is his feud getting it back at Jey. Is what you're saying?
100%, yes.
Okay.
And it's the only way
that's where it stands. Okay, I get that, but where does that put him in the title picture? It doesn't.
It doesn't. That's what I mean. It does not affect anything that he said to Seth Rollins, where he said, Seth, I have to work my way back up. Because it says, like I said, as far as we know, he's not a part of Judgment Day. He's just wrestling with them in one match at War Games.
Oh, I shake hand with Rhea just told me he was.
Saying, I'm a part of your team at Survivor Series. That's what the handshake meant to me.
Okay.
It didn't mean I'm part of the Judgment Day.
Oh, okay. So the handshake meant to you that he was okay. I took it the wrong way.
Well, no, who said that's the wrong way? That might be the right way. We don't know.
I'm taking it as if I'm joining Judgment Day. Thank you, Rhea Ripley.
And that could very well mean that. We don't know yet. We won't know until either Monday night on Raw or even after.
Which makes him the fifth member of the party. I understand that.
Yes.
And that's fine. To me, the fifth member of the party on the other side, we know who's that's going to be.
You think it has to be?
If I'm wrong, I'll be shocked, but I don't think I am this time.
It has to be Randy Orton. It has to.
Gotta be.
I mean, I don't know who else it could be. But I mean, so I went to Twitter tonight, and I said, can you really trust a Viper? Can you trust Randy Orton? Randy Orton's had his issues with Cody. Randy Orton's had his issues with Seth.
This is true.
Trust Randy Orton?
I think so.
How many times has he turned? You know what I mean? It's
this is true.
I mean, he's had his issues with the Judgment Day. He's had his issues with the Bloodline, all that other stuff. So I'm sure he has issues with Jey Uso as well.
He has.
So I mean, there's a whole lot of different scenarios there.
But a Randy sighting would be the place would erupt on a Randy sighting.
The roof would come off. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Go through a bunch of comments here real quick. Eddie Prather says Dom is no Dragon Lee. I agree.
Not even close.
Eddie's
on that. He's definitely right on that one.
Yeah. Jericho was a bigger cruiserweight. Yes.
Yeah, Jericho was a big cruiserweight. Yes.
He also says, I would have Dom in the Bobby Heenan role. I just don't know if he's there yet for something like that.
No, he's not there yet.
Bobby Heenan was just so good, but Bobby Heenan, so one of the things that made Bobby Heenan so good was not only his, he's the brain, he's stuff like that. Just great talker, funny, gets his guys over. He could talk.
He was definitely funny. I'll give you that.
He looked unathletic. He didn't look like he could actually wrestle. So that's kind of what really solidified Bobby Heenan in that manager role. And you look at any manager from the past, back in the 80s and stuff like that, none of those managers could actually wrestle. They all could talk. I
love the Heenan family. I'm a fan of the Heenan family. I love it. I was.
You look at Dom. Dom's a wrestler. Dom, has the physical characteristics of a wrestler. He can wrestle and stuff like that. Almost like I could see him, almost like in a Bobby Lashley type role with the Street Profits, where he's kind of like the manager, but he's still a wrestler. If you want to say you can put Dom in a role like that, I kind of get it. But Bobby's the leader of that little group there. Dom wouldn't be the leader of anything.
No, not at all. Dom can't get a microphone and get booted out of the building without saying something. So, I mean, come on.
Eddie also says Finn Balor's weakness is his mic work, and it's okay.
Okay. It's okay. It's not bad.
Yeah, his mic work's all right, but it's definitely not his strength.
It's not great, but it's not bad. It's because of his accent, you can't understand him. That's why.
And that's where I agree with you 100%, Eddie. Rhea doesn't have a weakness. She fantastic. She works really great in a ring. Great on the mic. She works the crowd. Time after time. During her matches, she's talking to the crowd.
But she does get injured at times in the ring, though. That's pretty much her weakness, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, there are times she does get like when she does. When was the last time she defended the title?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been it's been a while.
What? It's been a while. When was the last time Rhea defended that title? What, Raquel?
Well, no, I guess just the last pay-per-view, the 5-way.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess that was the last time that.
Well, that was a 5-way, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's still defending the title. She could have lost it.
I mean, I'm talking a single match.
I don't know. When
it's got to be Raquel. I would think Raquel would be the only one I could think of. Yeah, top of my head.
Rich said, "The Visionary Nightmare Yeats." That'd be the name.
Say that again.
The team name would be the Visionary Nightmare Yeats.
Oh, okay, I see that. Interesting.
It's a little wordy. I tell you what, 100%. I can't stand the whole Yeet thing. That just irritates the shit out of me.
I'm not a fan of that either. But
it also leads me to my speculation that the Usos aren't really split. That they're playing everybody to get back at the Bloodline, to get back at Roman. Because
is that what you still think they're playing that? They're playing that game.
Playing it. And the reason I'm thinking that is because you have Jey Uso yeeting all the time, always saying yeet. And what does Jimmy say all the time? Yeet.
Yeah.
Yeet. He was wearing a shirt that said yeet. I'm thinking to myself,
true.
There has to be connection there. It has to be something.
Well, Jay had a yeet shirt on too. I didn't get that, but now that you say that, makes sense.
Stuff like that leads me to believe that there's a long play here that I think is going to lead to WrestleMania where the Usos screw Roman over. I still think that.
Okay, I like that.
Eddie also said we found out the last member of Team Judgment Day after the tag team match. Yep.
Yes, that was true. Yes.
LA Knight too busy kicking Solo's ass, and that's what I think as well. I think he's going to end up having a match with Solo at
Solo Sikoa, yeah,
to exact the revenge for John Cena.
I like that. I think John Cena's done. To be honest with
you. Eddie says I predict the return of Orton as the 5th member.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking too, Ed. Yeah.
And Rich has a pretty good one here as well. It's not Orton or Punk. So CM Punk is.
So it's not Orton or Punk. It's going to be LA Knight, as we say.
That's what he's still leaning towards. That apparently. And Adam says CM Punk. So it's Survivor Series is where it's in Chicago. The home.
It's in Chicago, and I've heard a lot of CM Punk rumors going around. I don't know what's up with that.
It's one of the rumors that I heard. One of the theme songs for Survivor Series War Games has been War Pigs by Black Sabbath. And CM Punk was on, I don't know if it's Instagram or X, he posted something and the song in the background was War Games or War Pigs by Black Sabbath. So, it's people are kind of putting 2 and 2 together with that. But then there's also a thing in AEW where they brought that devil mask back that MJF had a while back. And they're trying to figure out who's behind that mask now. And there's been rumors that it's, CM Punk. So,
gotcha.
As far as I knew, but wrestling, you can never tell. CM Punk was straight up get fired from AEW back room, type of issues. So I just cannot see if all that stuff is legit, which, if it's not, they got me because I would have swore that was legit. He was legit fired, for being an asshole at AEW. And not even being an asshole. I mean, I feel like that whole storyline, which we're not going to get into because this is an AEW podcast, but that whole issue with him and I don't know what the lad's name is from AEW that he had the issue with. I can't remember off the top of my head, but go ahead. I know where you're going with this. It seems like he was working towards CM Punk was working towards wrestler safety and trying to help the fella out, and the fella kind of didn't want CM Punk's help and kind of just turned it on him and. Pretty much called him out on a national, live worldwide, pay-per-view TV type stuff. So
I see. I know what you're talking about. I remember the member situation where you were saying it. CM Punk sighting. I would. That place would erupt if he showed up. Oh my lord!
If CM Punk showed up in a WWE ring again in Chicago on
Which
pay-per-view, the place would go bananas.
I'll be the first. I'd be the first to tell you. I didn't think that ever happened.
That'd be the only way you can get a bigger pop if Orton returned would be a CM Punk return. That'd be a bigger pop.
This is true. This is
especially
true.
in Chicago.
Yes, that's where he's from. And that's his spot. So,
and he's such a
sense.
polarizing person / character, whatever you want to look at it, right now because of all of his backstage antics and talking openly about all the issues he had with WWE, all the issues he's had with AEW, and this, that, and the other. And
right.
People even talking about their issues that they had with Punk when he was in mostly all of its backstage issues that they had with Punk when he was in WWE and AEW and stuff. So there's so much information out there negatively about CM Punk that it's kind of it's going to be interesting if he does ever come back to a WWE or AEW, what the reception is going to be like from the fans, and can they coexist in the locker room?
Well, the question is, can Trips and CM Punk did they drop the head? Can they finally get together for the first time? Because those two are like, it's like unbelievable how they don't agree on anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Triple H absolutely would, because it's what's best for business. It's
sure.
And but Punk, he's a hard-headed fella. It seems like
he is.
So we'll have to wait and see. I would love to see Orton and Punk back. I don't know how you do it.
Adam, if CM Punk shows up, that place will erupt. I'll just put it that way.
Eddie says Drew has a beef against Jay, and like I said before, and Cody, because Cody's the one that brought Jay back. He said as much.
But for Drew to make a deal with the devil herself, that's what blows my mind. Because to me, Drew is so much better than that. I don't get it. Why does he have to join Judgment Day? Why does he have to join forces with Rhea? Why?
Revenge. It's all about revenge. And sometimes people, they just can't. You can't let it go. The revenge, just the chance of getting revenge, the chance of screwing somebody over is sweeter than any kind of.
Well, there is somebody that is not going to be too happy with that. And I can tell you right now, it's going to be Seth Rollins.
Well, yeah, I would imagine he wouldn't be, because now he's going to have to go against Drew McIntyre again. So
right, exactly.
But I don't know if we're going to go. They might go in the direction you shook my hand, and stuff like that.
That's what I'm thinking. They're going that way. You shook my hand. You told me you were going to wait in the back of the line, and all of a sudden you go and join Judgment Day
for one match.
For what? Well, it could be more than that.
It could be, but as far as we know right now, it's just 4 Survivor Series. But if he does join Judgment Day, it's going to be like because then he's going to look like a.
What did Rhea promise Drew for him to join for one night?
Well, this is the family show here, Dave. So I can't really go into.
I'm just saying, I'm not going that direction. I'm just saying,
I don't know what else she could offer. She can't offer the women's title.
This is true.
She can't make matches, championship matches for.
Maybe our sisters could answer that question. I don't know. Maybe
I don't know. I don't know what they. Yeah, I have no idea what she could have offered. The only thing I think that she could offer is a chance for him to get a little bit of revenge, exact a little bit of revenge on Jey Uso.
That's pretty much where it stands.
And sometimes that's the sweetest nectar is getting revenge on somebody that has wronged you. You know what I mean?
Right.
That is what it is. Irresistible.
Well, we know who the 5th member is for that team. We got to find out the 5th member for the other team. That's all that is.
Rich says the Bloodline put Orton out, so it could be Orton.
That's what I'm thinking too.
But I mean, so that's the thing. Orton. He's had a long feuds with Cody. He's had feuds with Seth, and then there's Jey Uso, who was a part of the Bloodline.
The Cody feud was a long time ago. So,
but it was still a feud, right? They still have history.
Well, I get it, but they were a tag team for a while.
And he treated Cody like shit. And I'll tell you what, I really so to get off this for a second here, when Orton had that tag team with Cody and was it Curtis Axel?
Could have been.
Who was it? Was it Curtis Axel?
That was a long time ago.
I I feel like it was Curtis Axel. It was Mr. Perfect's kid,
Okay.
and I think that's who it was. Yeah, that's who it was.
Curtis
Uh,
Axel.
yeah,
Yes.
it was. I thought that would have been a great. They could have been a great tag team. Like those three guys. A legacy type. I can't remember what their name was. If it was legacy or not, I don't know. But just like they could have really been something big. Just because second, third, fourth generation superstars. All about the same age. Of course, Randy was the elder of the three, but it would have been something if they could have stayed together. They would have. I feel like really made history. Just I think they feel like they could have won many titles. Randy is world champion. Uh, Cody and Curtis tag champions and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Randy ran them down, and eventually they turned on Randy or whatever.
Well, didn't Randy leave when he was team? Did he get hurt after with Bro, or was it before Bro? I'm trying to think.
I don't know. He's been. I think he got hurt before and after. So he got hurt.
Yeah, I think because when he was with Bro, I think that's when he got injured with Bro. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the lad this last time out. Yeah, but I mean, but he was hurt before that and came back. Then he was with your boy RK Bro. I can't think of his name right now.
Riddle.
Yeah, Matt Riddle.
That's what I'm saying. He was with Bro, and I think he got injured with Bro. That's when that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that I guess that was a bloodline thing. Was it a bloodline thing? Or
I don't think it was. I just think he got injured in the match. But I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Or was it a Judgment Day thing? I don't know.
It could have been.
Eileen checking in. What's up, Eileen? Is there no chance that it's CM Punk at Survivor Series since it is Chicago? There is a chance.
I think there's a big chance.
So
I would say 75%.
Oh, that's a hell of a chance.
I think so.
If they need 5 members for War Games, why do the women only have 4? What am I missing? I don't know, Rich. I thought the same thing.
Right. Good question.
I thought the same exact thing. I'm like, why not have 5 versus 5 for the women also? I don't know.
Well, it could be a men's women thing. Not that I'm just.
If anything, they should be 6 versus 6. Women are much smaller than men.
Women 4, men 5. It could be.
I mean, I don't know if it's just a lack of women. Maybe I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking too. Right.
I feel like they could easily find a couple more girls. Like I said, the men are much bigger, so they take up more room in the ring. So the women they're smaller, so they take up less room. So you could throw a couple more when
you could
add a tag team to each side there, and
sure.
I don't know, but yeah,
actually,
same exact thing as well.
I agree. Well, all I know is we have a new number 1 contender for the WWE Women's Championship.
And who's that, Dave?
Her name is Zoe Stark.
Yes, for against Rhea Ripley.
And I'm very excited to see how that pans out because I don't know. Zoe might take this as Survivor Series. I'm not saying she's going to, but she has a very good chance.
She absolutely has a good chance. It's going to be a really good match, but I don't think she takes it. I don't think she wins. But I think she pushes Rhea to the limit where Rhea doesn't see her limit being pushed.
We didn't think Zoe was going to pull that off in the match either, and she ended up being the number 1 contender. So who's to say that Zoe can't go to Survivor Series and steal that from Rhea?
Well, I'm to say, Dave. That's what I'm to say.
Okay, you're saying this?
There's no chance in hell. That's what she had.
Oh, okay.
Mommy's always on top, brother.
Okay. Mommy's got her hands full. That's what she got so much things going on with Drew, and she's got the the Judgment Day, and now Zoe's in the picture. Who's to say?
So they
I know you, but I'm saying, can Zoe pull this off?
No. So they keep throwing this out there. They keep throwing the same storyline part out where Rhea's spread too thin. The announcers keep bringing it up. Zoe Stark keeps bringing it up. She spread so thin. She spreads like I don't understand what that has to do with her in ring. Like they're like, I guess like Zoe said, you're overlooking me, and she's like, I'm not overlooking you. I've been watching you since NXT. Mm-hmm. So I mean, Rhea, she's a good champion. She doesn't defend a whole lot, but I do believe she is a good champion. with the fact that she does know her opponents. She does study up on them. She just by her saying that, I've been watching you since NXT. She knows very well who she's facing. She knows Zoe Stark is not sneaking up on her. She knows what Zoe's capable of. She's seen what Zoe's capable of, especially in that the women's 5-way match, just the last pay-per-view. So she's not going in blind.
Okay, so who's to say Raquel Rodriguez doesn't help Zoe Stark? Who's to say Nia Jax doesn't help Zoe Stark?
Well, and so Raquel Rodriguez wouldn't help Zoe Stark because Raquel Rodriguez is a face. She's a good guy. So that's not really the style of the good guy. Nia Jax wouldn't help Zoe Stark because Zoe Stark, is coming into this as the face. She's coming in as the good guy, and Nia Jax is a heel. She's the bad guy. So she wouldn't go help.
But none of those girls want to see Rhea as champ anymore. That's my point.
Yeah, so Nia Jax would rather beat Rhea herself than to help somebody else win that. As a heel, as a big, Nia Jax is a big girl. She's compared to the other women, she's almost like a giant.
But wait a minute, time out, big man, time out. Didn't they have a backstage thing where they all congratulated Zoe Stark, saying, "Congrats on being number one contender"?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not Nia Jax. What did Nia Jax say?
Well, Nia wasn't.
I wash you. She went to her ring, and then she got into Raquel Rodriguez. She's, Nia Jax. The only reason I'm not the number one contender is because
y'all threw me out, right?
Threw me out. You guys, all teamed up against me. So I mean that's the typical.
But I think if you put all them in the ring, like all them together, they're all happy that one of them wants to see Rhea not champion anymore. So who's to say that those 4 can't help her out? I mean,
just because that's the way the good guy works. That's
okay.
That's, good versus evil thing.
I'm just playing that. I'm just thinking in my head what could possibly happen.
Yeah.
But chances are she's going to retain the title. I get it, but I would like to see Zoe actually pull it off. I think it'd be fun to watch.
I like the closest that you might get to having like Raquel help Zoe would be like Raquel's music hits and she starts walking down to the ring and that distracts Rhea and that's how she loses. But she's not going to go in there, run in, hit Rhea and then leave or whatever, or like use her finishing move against Rhea and then help you that way. That's not going to happen.
I got you.
The furthest that it would go for a good guy to help another good guy out beat the heel is the music hits, they walk down, they distract the bad guy, and they get pinned that way, which
I got you.
Happening in a pay-per-view.
Wouldn't it be funny if Trish Stratus came in and helped out Zoe Stark?
That would be something. Eddie Prather says Dom is a manager who wrestles once in a while. That's what he means by that.
Yeah.
That's why I said kind of like the Bobby Lashley role. But I have a hard time seeing Dom as a leader of any kind, really.
Okay.
Eddie says Dom is much better talker than Lashley. Yeah, he is.
Dom is a much better talker than Lashley.
He does talk. He does talk well.
Lashley doesn't have to talk because he does his body work does it for him.
Yeah, and Dom doesn't quite have the same build as Bobby Lashley.
Mm-hmm.
Rich says, and with the Uso thing, remember when Cody got him back? Cody said, "I hope I don't regret it." So Ken, you may be right. Ken is always right. There's no maybe, Rich. There is no.
Oh, Big Man's always right. Sorry, silly me.
So.
Well, Big Man was right. He was definitely right on the Drew McIntyre thing. He called that.
Eileen says Jungle Boy was the AEW guy. Okay, and that's why I wasn't sure.
Oh, Jungle Boy. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I'm like I don't know if it's Jungle Boy because I don't watch AEW, but I do follow stuff that's in the news about it.
Right.
I'm like, I don't even know if Jungle Boy is a real thing, so I'm not going to say it. So, Jack Perry.
Jack Perry.
Is that who Jungle Boy is? Jack Perry.
I believe so.
But I do know that CM Punk had his issues with this man, Hangman
Page.
It says Hangnail Page. I like that.
Hangnail Page.
They had their issues. I think that was the first time around where CM Punk was. There's a backstage altercation, and I guess Punk was suspended, and a bunch of other people were suspended, and Young Bucks this and all that other stuff.
So it was Hangman Page that he had issues with. Okay. Gotcha.
Or originally, yes. Originally it
Okay.
was. Eddie, and then it was the final straw was the Jungle Boy Jack Perry thing with the broken glass, look real glass and stuff like that.
Right. Okay, now that you say that makes sense. Okay.
Eddie Prather says Jungle Jobber Jack Perry.
Jumbled chopper.
That's to be 100% honest. That's a lot of fun to say. Jungle Jobber Jack Perry.
What's this? Punk doesn't what?
Punk doesn't deal with bullshit very well, and you're right.
Oh, this is true.
He doesn't deal with backstage politics very well, and he doesn't. If there's any BS going on, anything that's not right. Punk's one of those guys.
He's not the best locker room guy in the back. That's for sure.
Well, and so it depends. Like, if you're legit and you're straight up, it seems like, he'll defend you, he'll work with you. But if you're somebody that's, two-faced or just, BSing him or you know what I mean, then he's going to let you know about it. He's going to be honest with you, and he's going to light you up. And that's what it seems like. And some people can't handle that. And
well, is it so? Are we saying like it's Punk's way or the highway?
To a point, yeah.
Okay.
Some people have that personality where we
know that was Hogan. That was Hogan's personality all those years. It was Hogan's way or the highway. We that was obvious.
I can't wait till his movie comes out.
What's that?
Hulk Hogan's biopic.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah, Thor's going to be Hulk Hogan.
Oh, Thor. Okay.
Thor's, yeah. Eddie Prather says, I can see Drew walking out on the bloodline during the match. He kicked when he kicked or punched accidentally.
Oh, okay. So Drew punches somebody accidentally and he walks down the bloodline.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see that.
I can see Drew.
I just don't like Drew. Eddie, honestly, I don't like Drew with the bloodline. That's just me. I'm not a fan of it. Or not the bloodline. I'm saying Judgment Day. Sorry.
Hang on, let me see.
Why am I getting them confused?
He means Judgment Day.
That's what he meant, Judgment Day. Right.
You can see that happening as well, yeah. You got
right. Yes, Ted DiBiase Jr.
You're right. Okay. Because I'm picturing it in my head. I'm like, I thought it was Curtis Axel, but I'm like, it doesn't look right.
It was DiBiase Jr. That's right. He's right.
Yes. Ted DiBiase Jr. Good
yes.
job.
Ted D Jr.
Yes. Yeah, he's in a little bit of hot water.
He's in hot water right now, isn't he?
And I guess they were called Legacy. That's right. Okay.
They were called Legacy. Yes. He's right.
Eileen, he was hurt with Bro.
That's what I thought. I thought that he got hurt with Bro. I did.
That's because Bro wasn't wearing his shoes or socks. It was a bloodline thing.
You are so rough on Bro.
I'm not rough on Bro.
You just don't like Bro.
A lot of skin. You throw on a knee pad or something. At least Jimmy Snuka wore knee pads and some ankle tape.
Okay.
Eileen says Damage Control doesn't have 5 members. No. Well, they do.
They do now.
They do have 5 members, but I'm not sure. I can't think of her name, but she still has the knee brace on, and she's still not moving well. You notice
Kairi Sane, right?
Yeah, Kairi Sane. When there was all that action tonight on SmackDown, Kairi Sane was all the way up the ramp as far away as possible. So she's not. I'd have to guess she's not cleared yet to do anything.
No, I don't think so. No.
So
Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane. Now it's Asuka. Yeah, Asuka is officially a part of Damage Control.
Eddie says here to be the sacrificial lamb for Rhea.
Ooh, okay,
that's what the devil does. Sacrifices.
She's definitely a devil.
Liv Morgan will help Zoe Stark.
That's a possibility. Now that makes sense.
And so that's where you get that where a face helps.
There you go.
So much animosity towards the heel that you could see, somebody running in having physical contact with the bad guy to help the good guy. When there's that much animosity, because Rhea, hurting Liv, hurting Raquel.
Rich, that is a great point that you just made. Yes, absolutely, Liv. I forgot about Liv Morgan, but then again, I know somebody who would be happy to see Liv Morgan in Survivor Series.
Mr. Fuji 2.0.
That's the guy.
Paul Spencer. He would be very happy if Liv Morgan was there. He said I could see Trish costing Zoe the match, and I agree there with.
Ooh, see, I can see Trish helping Zoe with the match.
Well, Zoe turned on Trish.
I get it, but my point being is because she had a right to turn on Trish. So Trish apologizing to Zoe, that would be helping her out. You know what I'm saying?
Eddie says Zoe and Trish still have an issue to settle. I just think old lady Trish should just go back to the nursing home and just hang out there. And
is Trish? Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
like that and just be done.
You're rough on Trish too.
I'm just teasing.
Okay, going back to Raw, we actually had a match, a pretty good match over here.
Which match was that?
Shinsuke Nakamura versus Otis.
And so Shinsuke and Otis. It actually wasn't a bad match. I was really skeptical at first. I didn't think that Otis would be able to hang with Nakamura. Just because it's a bigger guy, he's built like a freaking bowling ball.
He is.
Like, what can he do? But I'll tell you what, it actually was a pretty good match.
What was it? Three Kinshasas? What it was?
Yeah, I think it was three.
3 or 4. Yeah,
that put him down, and then of course, so he's beaten Tozawa. So now he beat Otis. So now what's the logical next move is going after
Chad Gable,
leader there. Thank you. So that makes sense there. So you'll have but so real quick, I wanted to ask you, Dave, your thoughts on Shinsuke's vignettes. Who's he talking about? Who's he going after next?
I don't know. I couldn't figure it out.
My thought was Gunther.
Ah, okay. Now that you said that,
he's been on top for so long. Because I don't think Miz is going to beat Gunther, but I think it's going to be a really good match. I think Miz is going to earn a lot of respect back. But I just don't see him.
It could have been Gable if you think about it, though.
I don't know because is he on top? Because if I don't remember word for word, but it almost sounded like he was mentioning somebody being on top for so long. Is it like I don't know if that was word for word or not, but that's the only person I could think of was like he's like I'm not done yet. I'm not done with you yet.
Right.
I just don't.
We know it's not Seth. That's for sure.
No, he's done with Seth.
No, I think it's honestly I think it's Chad Gable.
Okay, I mean I don't think I don't know because there's no like what do you get out of that? It's like you're become the unquestioned.
I can't understand them. I didn't get like I was trying to read the credits or the on the bottom
titles. Yeah.
Right, but I didn't understand where it was going. That threw me off.
So yeah, we'll see because they've been building on that for a couple of weeks now. So we'll have to see where that goes.
So I personally think it's Chad Gable. I could be wrong.
I think it's Gunther, and I could be wrong, Dave.
Okay,
wrong. It could be Booker T comes back.
Who knows? With him
versus Booker T. Who knows?
Booker T.
Who knows? We don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
I think it's Chad Gable. I really do.
So we also we talked about we had Miz versus Ivar as well.
Yes, that was a crazy match.
That was a really good match. Miz got pounded on a good bit. I thought
he
Ivar
did.
was good. And the Miz
but a big man did interfere in this match though.
So Bronson Reed came down.
Yes.
Ivar kind of gave him a tongue lashing in the back, and Bronson Reed didn't like that so much.
Nope.
Bronson Reed came down during the match, sat down in his little chair, and eventually he did get involved and cost Ivar the match.
Right, Miz did get the win. Yes.
And so Miz got the win. So now it's going to lead to an Ivar Bronson Reed feud, which might be a match or two. It's not going to be anything.
That's two big men right there. That's a lot of
two big men that can move well and do a little bit of high flying stuff as well. So when Bronson Reed did that tsunami on Ivar, that was impressive. I'll tell you what. I
agree totally.
I felt the earth shake a little bit. So I thought that was pretty impressive.
But we actually, it's funny. We're actually having, I think this is Survivor Series match, an Intercontinental title match at Survivor Series. Is that right?
I think so. I think it is. Yeah, I think it's Survivor Series.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm gonna look it up real quick. But if it is, it should be Survivor Series. Like we've mentioned this so many different
I don't
times.
see why it wouldn't be. There's probably no other way. I don't think it would be Raw
With Gunther defending the title
against
on
the Miz.
like that, it's like this is stupid. Or on Raw, it's like why is he not defending at the pay per views? Because the
Right,
matches
right,
are always amazing. They're always amazing, and just to have them on a regular weekly show was kind of almost asinine.
right. No. I just think it's my point being is going there for at Survivor Series. The Intercontinental title is finally getting some love. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Well, I mean, it's been getting love, but
But yeah, but it's been defended on Monday Night Raw.
it was getting love in front of 16, 18,000, where it should be getting love in front of 60, 70,000.
That's my point. Yes, exactly.
So let's see. Bring this up here. Let's see what CBS.
The IC belt definitely deserves some love, and I think on a Survivor Series pay per view, that's great. I'm happy for that. I really am.
So it says Rhea versus Zoe. Yeah. So according to CBS Sports, Gunther versus Miz is on
There you go.
the card for Survivor Series. So that's
Now that's kind of obvious. We know who's going to win that, but I'm just glad to see the IC belt getting some love on a major pay per view. It's good.
Yeah. Eileen says, I thought it was Kenny Omega and Young Bucks first, then Jack Perry. But yeah, it was CM Punk's issues at AEW. Started with Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, and Hangman Page
Hangman Page. Yeah.
And then Jack Perry was the one that ended up getting him fired.
Gotcha. Okay.
Eddie says Punk is great with guys who are not bullshitters. Yeah.
Well, that's his MO. That's what he does. Yeah, I agree.
Hogan was a bullshitter.
Well, Hogan, like I said earlier in the show, it was Hogan's way or the highway. That's pretty much if it didn't, I mean, I'm not the greatest Hogan fan, but I do respect him because of what he did, like of what he was, what he accomplished in WWE. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and so I think Hogan gets a really a bum rap because of so many stories that either he's told he kind of built up bigger than what they were, or
Right.
stories that he said that were nowhere near being the truth. So I think he gets a bum rap for a lot of stuff like that. But you can never deny how important he was to professional wrestling to make it as big as it was, throughout the
Right.
80s and pretty much early 90s, mid 90s. I guess you want to say probably to late 90s actually with the NWO and stuff. Like
NWO and the whole
So he meant a lot to it, but he did. You hear about all the liberties he took, with his character and stuff like that. Well, he was supposed to drop the title, and then he comes back the day of. Well, I don't think that's a good move. I think I should I should hold on to it. Say I don't think it's believable that so and so's gonna could beat me. Stuff like that. You could see where he'd get a lot of heat for doing stuff like that. So,
I know somebody who didn't care for Hogan and he actually Hogan got him in trouble, but it didn't really in the long run didn't help. It didn't hurt him either way. So
who is that?
Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah. He turned on Jesse, and Jesse
he did. Jesse, yep.
He doesn't like Hogan.
But it's funny because that's why Jesse doesn't go to WrestleMania. He gets paid. McMahon owes him money every year. It's funny how it works out.
Yeah, I seen that interview with Jesse. Jesse's saying as much, and
yeah,
because I guess Jesse tried forming a union, and then I guess he dropped the dime. Hogan dropped the dime on Jesse.
Hogan dropped the dime on him. Sure,
got him fired and stuff.
Yep, he said he'll never talk to Vince again. But that's okay. Vince gets a paycheck every year, so he's good with it.
Eddie says Punk deals well with guys who loves the business. Yeah.
Okay.
Rich says Dakota Kai can't wrestle until December.
Oh, is she still? Yeah, I think she's injured. Yeah,
it's
makes sense.
Eddie says the same. Dakota's still out from wrestling.
Yeah, she's still injured.
You can tell she's definitely not.
But having her on camera is great because she's still a great she's good. She's very good.
Rich says me.
Me?
I guess he's the fifth member.
Uh-oh.
Paul says, screw Liv. What is going on here?
What?
Kairi Sane, Asuka, and Io. He's in Asian heaven. She didn't show up to Payback. I'm out on her.
Is he still on that Payback thing? My God.
So Dave, if she shows up, I'm telling you, it's going to change. If
she shows up Survivor Series, he'll change his mind in 5 seconds.
He'll be squealing like a schoolgirl.
Yes, he will. I agree with that.
Michael Papanik, thanks for checking the show out, Mike.
Yes, Michael, thank you.
Thanks for commenting. Miz vs. Gunther Survivor Series.
Yes. Okay. That's great.
That's going to be a great match. It really is.
I would love to see Miz pull that off, but that's not going to happen.
No, I don't think so either. But I think it's going to bring back a little bit more legitimacy to the Miz because they're not wrong with the way you view Miz anymore. Like he was a main eventer before. He's won multiple titles, Intercontinental Champion.
He definitely was, no doubt.
He was big shit for a while there. Hell of a talker, really good in the ring, and he earned every bit of it.
Are you liking this new Miz babyface deal?
So here's the problem. Like watching him from Monday night, cut a promo in the back and talk, and he kind of got corny. What the hell did he say? He said something that was kind of corny, almost John Cena-ish. I'm a huge John Cena fan, so I like the corny John Cena. But with the Miz, it doesn't work. I can't remember exactly what it was he said. But whatever it was just super corny. And then that's when Ivar interrupted him, and that's when Bronson Reed interrupted him. And I'm like, I'm not a big fan of that Miz. I like the Miz where
you like the rough Miz. Okay.
Yeah. You can still be that Miz and still be the face. There's a reason why people start gravitating towards him, start cheering him a little bit more because they want to see him get over. And It's not him, the corny him, it's him, the Miz, the he's been for the past 20 years,
I hear you. But I think it's good that Miz is actually getting a chance to, he's getting his chance again, which is good. Yeah.
Rich says, "What about Roman for War Games?" Apparently it's not.
I don't think Roman's showing up at all. To be honest with you,
I do feel like he's going to show up, but it's not going to be a match. It's going to be to get involved into something. That's.
No, I don't think we see Roman at all. To be honest with
you. What's that?
I don't think we see Roman at all. Nope.
Series?
Nope. Not at all.
Big Four?
Nope.
We'll see.
No reason for Roman. He doesn't have a title. He's not defending the title. What's he care?
There's going to be bloodline business going on, though.
Bloodline business, but that doesn't mean he's going to.
I think, if you have LA Knight versus Solo,
you might see him backstage, but that's about pretty much you're going to see.
There's going to be unfinished business with LA Knight, and I feel like Roman's going to be out there to stomp LA Knight.
Okay, we'll see.
Try to end him. So
I don't mind it, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
Eddie needs to question Paul's taste there on Liv Morgan.
Ooh.
I'll tell you what.
He loves Liv. Eddie. He's a Liv fan. He loves Liv. Trust me.
I'll tell you. I'm a big Liv fan as well. But I'll tell you what. Asuka. She's all right.
I would love to see Liv come out and hope so. I think that'd be great. That would make my night.
Okay. So Rich meant Strowman, not Roman.
Oh, Strowman.
You haven't heard anything about Braun Strowman?
I don't know where Braun Strowman. I think he's injured. I think he had surgery.
Yeah, but I have no idea.
I think he had surgery on his shoulder or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So he might be out for a while yet.
I know I don't know what body part it was, but I know he had surgery. I do remember hearing that.
All right. So we'll have to wait and see because I haven't heard anything about Braun Strowman in a long time. Paul says, I'll miss Survivor Series next Saturday. Our game starts at 6 p.m. and it's Pittsburgh.
Wow.
So you figure 6 to 7, 7:30 for your game.
Congrats on his big win tonight with his kids. Yeah, it's good.
Facing Darrell Revis's cousin's team.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, that's huge. Good for him.
Can't quite get over the hump against those guys, but hopefully this time this is it.
Apparently, that team won tonight 63-0. Apparently, if that's what I read correctly on that.
Yeah, that's what he said. It's gonna be a tough task.
It's not gonna be easy.
Eddie likes Miz as a babyface. You know, like I said, I'm not opposed to Miz as a babyface. I just don't like corny Miz. It just doesn't. I don't think it sits well with him.
I agree. I'm a Miz either way, so it doesn't matter to me. I'm good.
And the heel, yeah, I've always been a big
babyface heel. It's Miz. I don't
mind. Eddie Prather, we need more Maurice. I agree. I like Maurice.
Oh, Maurice, go watch Miz and Mrs. for that.
So real quick, I want to remind everybody next week on the 27th. Next week with us, our sister show, Keep It Real podcast. We'll be talking Survivor Series with us, and their show will be starting on the 27th at 7:15 p.m. on Out of the Box Sports. So be sure to check them out 7:15 p.m.
Keep It Real podcast, baby.
On Monday the 27th. Check the ladies out. A lot of fun. You know,
I totally agree.
Totally. They had a great time. They were funny.
I got to meet them personally, and they're very nice and they're very knowledgeable of the wrestling. So please check them out.
I can't wait to talk to them. I'm excited for that.
Oh, you're gonna. They're good. They're very yes.
Eddie says he liked when Miz was feuding with Shane McMahon.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
And these comments are coming hot and quick.
Wow, roll it here.
Rich says Strowman is due back, and it could be a WWE swerve with Punk, Orton, or Knight. Have Strowman be the big guy on Team Cody since Drew went to Judgment Day.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've been hearing all sorts of information about Randy Orton for about the last 4 pay-per-views. So
haven't we all?
Who knows when Randy Orton's coming back? And that could be like Rich said, WWE kind of like sprinkling a little bit of fake news out there so people think, oh, it definitely got to be Orton. This website said Orton's coming back. This website said Orton's coming back. Dave Meltzer, the idiot, said Orton's coming back. So who knows? It's
only one person knows. That's Randy Orton.
Well, and
Triple H.
Triple H. So 2 people.
Okay, 2 people.
Well, maybe Randy Orton's wife as well. She would probably know.
That's a possibility too.
3 people. Well, the kids would probably know too. So
she is very gorgeous, by the way. She's a gorgeous girl.
I couldn't pick her out of a lineup. I've seen her before, but I don't know what she looks like. Eddie says Roman isn't the guy who interferes for other members of the bloodline. No, you're right, because that's beneath him as the.
I don't think so either. No.
But it's not beneath him to stomp somebody after a match.
He's done it before.
So,
yep.
Maybe not the interfering part, but
you might see Roman off camera. That's a possibility.
He's saying Strowman had neck surgery.
I knew it was surgery. I just didn't know what it was on.
Rich says Miz does his best work as a heel. Absolutely, and he's been a heel for so long that.
Yeah, that's.
Do you think Miz is a Hall of Famer?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
20-some plus years he's been in this business. He's done.
From where he started to where he's at.
From what the real world, is that where he was?
But not only real world, that was MTV. But coming in through through Tough Enough, I think he finished second. We talked about this last week, and being booed, every time he talked because he was doing the women's version, I think, of Tough Enough or something like that, or something with the women. And so he'd be out there flubbing his lines, reading the wrong phone number, forgetting the phone number to call in for the diva of the Diva Search. It was Diva Search,
right?
And stuff like that, and just being booed all the time when he was on the mic.
Hey,
and then finally,
he beat John Cena at WrestleMania.
And then finally, as a singles competitor at first, not getting the respect, and tagging with John Morrison gave him a little bit of respect and legitimacy because they had a hell of a run, those 2 guys together.
They sure did.
Yep. Then Miz kind of just took off from there. Like you said, John Cena beating John Cena at WrestleMania. Unfortunately, Miz says he doesn't remember it because he got concussed very early in that match.
This is true.
I don't know if you remember that spot, but he took a hell of a shot on the floor. I guess outside, into the crowd. Actually, when his head came back.
I do remember that. Now that you say that, I do. Yes.
Hit off the ground pretty hard. It was amazing. Yeah,
Hey, former Intercontinental champion too.
yeah, 8 times.
8 times. Not. There's one person that has 9 time. Who is that person?
What did you say?
I said there is one person who is a 9 time Intercontinental champion. Can you name that person, big man?
Is it Shawn Michaels?
That is not correct. No.
Okay, that's the way you're going. Yeah, Shawn.
It is not Shawn Michaels. No.
9-time Intercontinental champion, Razor
9 time IC champ. Yep.
Razor Ramon.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I don't know who.
Break the wall down, big man.
Oh, really? Jericho?
That is correct.
Oh, I didn't know he was IC champion that many times.
Chris Jericho, 9 time Intercontinental champion.
Oh, all right, there we go.
Y2J.
Is that the record? Is that the record?
That is the record.
I wonder, with Y2J, with Chris Jericho being in AEW and being not too fond of WWE, they try to wipe his name out of the record book and let Miz win that.
That's what I'm saying. If Miz could be 9 times, they might take Jericho out of that equation.
Oh man, that's interesting right there. I didn't see.
Yeah, Y2J, 9 time Intercontinental champion.
Wow. So Rich says, "Look out! There's a hurricane coming."
What Hurricane Helms?
Hurricane Helms, baby.
Oh Lord!
I would give anything to see him come out there in his cape and his little green mask and stuff.
What's up with that? Oh Lord! Stay in the back. There's a hurricane coming through. Oh Lord! Here we go.
Eddie Prather says the Miz is a self-made man. Absolutely.
Yes, he is.
He had it sounds corny and stupid and stuff, but the dude had a dream. Like, he said it back on The Real World. He said he wanted to be a professional wrestler. He loved professional wrestling, and he made it happen. He went through all the different avenues to get there. Worked his ass off. So the Miz, love him, hate him, whatever. He worked his ass off to get where he's at, and for everything that he got. Because even when he did make it to WWE, he didn't get a whole lot of help from backstage people. He said so, before in interviews and stuff, and being kicked out of the locker room for months and months and months.
I give Miz all the credit in the world. I mean, he's still in the company. He's won titles at tag team, Intercontinental, heavyweight. He's been all over the map. See, is he a Hall of Famer? Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. He's a Hall of Famer. Hey, what's up, Foster Covers? How you doing, buddy? Chicago man, right there.
Foster Covers, what's up, big man?
Foster, are you going to Survivor Series? He's gonna be in your neck of the woods.
Oh, it's in Chicago. Is he in Chicago?
He's in Chicago. He was commenting on my Silver and Black Lair podcast this morning, and he's from Chicago, and fan of all the Chicago teams and stuff like that. Bears, Cubs. And,
okay, nice.
He lives in Chicago or around Chicago.
Is he a White Sox fan too?
He's a Cubs fan, so he can't be a White Sox.
Oh, I guess okay. Just
like me being a Mets fan, I cannot be a Yankees fan. It's
got you.
How it works.
I guess is it Bulls too? I guess right.
Yeah, and the Bulls.
Okay.
Rich says Hurricane Helms, or as The Rock called him, the Hamburglar.
The Hamburglar. Who are you, the Hamburglar?
I'll tell you what. So Rich is a relative of mine. He's a cousin.
Okay.
Like second cousin or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is.
Oh, okay. I like that.
He's one of the guys when we were in our teen years. We used to go over to Rich's house. We'd watch wrestling, and we'd wrestle in the backyard and stuff. I guess it wasn't really the backyard. There's a lot across the street. Neighbors are probably watching.
Did you get lawn chairs at that point too?
No, there's no lawn chairs. No.
I'm just asking.
We did have our own entrance music and stuff. We had a little radio stereo. We'd put a cassette tape in or a CD and play our song. We'd come down and work the crowd over and point. And there was nobody watching. It was just us. And the neighbors are probably watching. Like look at these idiots and all the cops and stuff. But
let's go back to WrestleMania 15, which was in Philadelphia. I was there for that, and actually, guys were actually beating up each other during a we'll say a tailgate party with lawn chairs. Hysterical.
There you go.
Hysterical. We lost it. So funny.
It's good stuff, man. What would you expect at a tailgate for a WWE event? Right?
And they were climbing the fences at the point, and they were sitting there beating each other up with lawn chairs. We were laughing. It was so funny.
Taking the bump.
Yes.
Hiya, Foster.
Eileen.
And Rich says, do you think Drew and Priest take out Rollins and Priest cashes in and wins? And that's what Rhea promised Drew at a title match against Priest after they turn on him.
That's a big possibility. So, Rich, you're telling me that, let me get this straight. You're telling me that Seth's going to lose the title at Survivor Series to Priest because of what Rhea promised?
So that's what it sounds like to me. That's what I'm getting out of it. And I'll tell you what, it's not that far-fetched.
I can see it.
You're saying Rhea didn't offer sexual
no
offers or nothing like that. It might be a title match. Sexual favors. So
Seth gets screwed out. He gets the raw end of the deal at the end of the day.
Well, and so you seen the way Seth was moving after he talked to Drew, right?
But is he allowed to do that during a tag match? Can you tag it? Can you cash that in during a tag match? I don't think you can.
You can cash it in anytime you want.
During a tag match, though?
If as long as there's a referee, say I'm cashing this in. They're
okay. I didn't think the tag match.
I think it's more after the match is over because remember it's inside a cage. Two rings, so there's gonna be some brutality. Some people are not gonna be able to move afterwards. That's the perfect time. You know what? I mean, Seth is already gimpy. He's already hobbled, and after that match, it's gonna be even worse.
True.
Used to say that the match is over. Members of Team Cody, Team
Cody.
I kept trying to think of a funny name, but I can't think of anything. Team Cody, are walking outside the ring, and somebody shuts the gate, and Seth is still stuck in there with the rest of the Judgment Day and a referee. They lock the gate. There's no way that Team Cody can get back in to help Seth. That's it for Seth. 1, 2, 3. Priest wins, and now he has to defend against Drew. Priest isn't happy about that deal because he didn't know about that deal. And that's where the Judgment Day, that's where.
If that happens, oh my gosh, I can't imagine that. But, okay. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible, but very unlikely.
I don't know. I don't know if it's unlikely. I think it's a scenario that has to be looked at. You know what I mean?
Now that you say that, it does, but I wasn't thinking that. That wasn't even.
Okay. She doesn't. She's all lady rich. I'll tell you that right now. Cash in after the match, Rich says, and that's what Eddie says as well after the match.
Okay.
And it has to happen sooner or later.
That seems to be the theme here.
He has a full year to do it, and I propose
he still has time.
I proposed a while ago that he would do it against Roman, cash in there to kind of screw over the bloodline. They have a bloodline and
right, bloodline Judgment Day, yeah.
But it's looking more and more likely that it would be Seth than it would
Seth.
be.
Yeah, this is true. Yep.
All right, so I guess you want to switch over to SmackDown, or we'll be here for 4 hours talking.
I know. I feel like we've been here forever talking. But I'm okay with it.
So let's switch her over to SmackDown and start hitting on that.
You want to pay the bills first before we do that?
Yeah, I guess we do that. We'll do that now instead of
okay.
After, no big deal. Let me go ahead and pull it up here real quick. Shut the banner off. That way it doesn't look all janky.
There you go.
All right, there we go. Jason Fine, Jay Fine Law Attorney, Big Al. You can reach Big Al at 1-800-HURT-123. That's 1-800-HURT-123. Jason Fine specializes in motor vehicle accidents, slip and falls, workman's comp, and personal injury claims. They have 3 office locations conveniently located throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Located in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 3 Greensward Lane. The phone number there is 856-209-5258. Then in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Their offices are located at 500 Grant Street, Suite 2900. The phone number there is 412-365-8151. And then in the city of Brotherly Love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The offices are located at 1628 JFK Boulevard, Suite 2120. The phone number there is 267-888-2980. That's Jason Fine, attorney Big Al. Then Monkey Coat Coffee. Head over to monkeycoatcoffee.com and get yourself some sweet-ass coffee. Bourbon chocolate chip infused coffee. Toasted coconut rum. Fantastic. And Sumatran blend, a medium roast coffee. For all you coffee lovers out there, that's like a straight-up coffee. Get yourself some of that Sumatran blend. Good stuff. Their newest blend, which I have not tried yet, organic, Perula, Florida. That's part of their global gourmet collection. Get yourself some of that at monkeycoatcoffee.com. Then head on over to the swag shop. Get yourself a t-shirt, coffee mug, tumbler, which is awesome. The cold brew pitcher, is fantastic for all you people that like your iced coffee or cold brew coffee. Good stuff there. The K-Cup adapter for all you K-Cuppers out there. And don't forget your Paradise Rum Cake as well at monkeycoatcoffee.com. At checkout, be sure to use that promo code OOTB Sports for 10% off. That promo code, once again, is OOTB Sports for 10% off at monkeycoatcoffee.com.
Get your Monkey Coat coffee, everybody.
I'll tell you what, real quick to get off of wrestling here for a second.
Yes.
So we just got a new cat, a kitten. So now
Okay.
we have 2 cats, and its litter box is like 10 feet from me here, and I guess he just took a crap. And I'll tell you what, straight up rough. I'm telling you, it's like I'm getting hints of it. It's like, wow, the little cat leaves such a monster of a smell. Is unbelievable.
Ours does too. I hear you. I hear you.
Anyway, all right.
I'm not a cat lover by any stretch, so I got you.
Rich says Rollins can go out and rest for 6 months and come back. I agree. Rich says good night. What do you mean good night? We have SmackDown to talk. Where the hell are you going?
Thanks for checking in, man. We appreciate it.
Good night.
Yeah.
Show out there, Rich. Eddie's moving on. He said, "Yeah, let's go."
Thanks for checking in, Rich. Yeah.
All right, so we're looking at SmackDown, Dave. We kick SmackDown off the way it should be kicked off, right? With beautiful women out there in the ring. Damage Control.
Damage Control.
So Damage Control's out there, kind of talking about their current state with Asuka joining, and Bayley's doing all the talking, and you have the I don't know the Japanese girls. I don't know what else to call
Kairi
them.
Sane.
But I mean, like as a group, there's 3 of them standing there.
Right. You couldn't understand what they were saying, but
Kairi, Io, and Asuka, just standing there listening to. They're no reactions, nothing. And then they start talking in Japanese to each other, and they're all giggling and laughing. And Bayley's like, "Oh yeah, that's funny." And Dakota Kai is like, well, this is what they're saying. They're saying that, not everybody in this ring is a part of Damage Control. And, Bayley kind of starts stuttering. The crowd is kind of like, oh, and, Dakota's like, well, no. That's just because Asuka hasn't been formally,
right. Introduced yet. Yes.
Introduced yet as part of the Damage Control. And so, Bayley gets down on one knee, offers the Damage Control t-shirt. Asuka accepts, but I tell you what, watching that live, I thought that, this is it for Bayley. They're stomping her ass.
You thought they're going to take her out?
And I think that's what everybody thought. And I think that's where WWE, did a really good job. We're like, not so fast there, hammerheads. So they turned it on us and, just introduced Asuka as the newest member of Damage Control. But I still think that Bayley does get her ass stomped sooner or later. I think Bayley's going to be out. You
think this is going to turn on Bayley eventually?
Yes. Yeah, I think sooner than later. I don't think it's going to be a slow burn. I think it's going to happen relatively soon, either at Survivor Series or right after Survivor Series, depending on what happens there at Survivor Series.
Okay. I see where you're going with this, and I saw that too tonight when I was watching the highlights of it. I didn't really catch all of it, but I did see the highlights of that particular part of the SmackDown. Yeah, I can see where they're going to turn on Bayley eventually because she's acting like she's running the crew. I get it. But Bailey started this. She started Damage Control. So this is like turning on her is like I think is wrong. That's just the way I see it.
It is what it is. I mean, it may be
because if
wrong.
you remember, like back to the paper, was it SummerSlam? I think it was one of those pay-per-views where she started this. Like she came out with Dakota Kai. She came out with doing her thing, and this is Damage Control. So turning on Bailey for why?
So you're saying Bailey is Damage Control?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, sure.
I mean, Bailey's been taking credit for pretty much everything. Bailey said that this was her idea to have Asuka join Damage Control. Now, nobody came out and said no. That she kind of got side-eyed a little bit by from Io Sky, but Io Sky didn't say no. This wasn't your idea, Bailey. But Bailey said it time and time again. I had a great idea. This was my great idea. So kind of full of herself, talking about herself only instead of the group,
right?
And how great she is, how great her idea was, and that's where you can kind of see it turning.
Now, if it does happen, which is going to happen, it's only a matter of time. Like you keep saying. Where does Bailey go from here? Is my question. If that were to happen,
imagine she goes back to being a face.
Do we go back to Bailey Buddies? What do we do?
Oh, you don't go. She'll never go back to Bailey Buddies. I don't think, because it was so. I don't want to say corny, but it was so.
It was good at the time.
Well, it was good for her just coming in to relate to the fans, to get get the crowd reaction, to get the fans on her side. But she doesn't need that anymore. You know what I mean?
Do we go back to Ding Dong Hello? What are we going here?
I'm fine if she goes back to the hugs. I like hugging Bailey.
No, that's Bailey Buddy right there.
I you don't have to call it that. It's the hugs. Give out the hugs. I'm cool.
Okay.
You don't need to call Bailey Buddy, but it's Bailey. You know what I mean? It's she's established herself as Bailey. She doesn't need the gimmicks. The
Ding Dong Hello. That was my favorite.
You're killing me.
I'm sorry.
I liked the original Bailey too. I liked when Bailey would come out into the whole with the whole wacky waving inflatable tube flailing.
Right.
I liked that Bailey. I thought that was cool. Well, I don't know about cool, but I liked it. I thought it fit her.
But I like this Bailey though. I just do.
I like this Bailey as well. This Bailey talks a little bit too much. It's going to get her in trouble.
Okay.
So I mean, and that's what's going to happen. She talks.
Right.
And she's talking kind of out both sides of her mouth, and Asuka's an alpha. You know what I mean? Asuka's an alpha. Kairi Sane, appears to be an alpha.
Yep.
I don't feel like Io Sky's an alpha though. I feel like Io Sky's kind of just along for the ride. Every one of her title defenses have had, some sort of help. Just like Roman Reigns recently, all of his title defenses have had some sort of outside interference or outside help. It's the same thing with Io Sky. Mm-hmm. So I don't feel like Io Sky is any kind of alpha, but too many alphas on one team. That's three alphas. Two big alphas in Bailey and Asuka. Bailey being part of the original 4 horsewomen that came in and took over the women's division by storm.
Sure.
I just feel like that's one of the reasons why it's going to split. Because I think Asuka is going to be like, you're talking a lot of dumb shit here. So she's going to say in Japanese, of course. I don't know how to speak Japanese, and so I can't say it like that. But I feel like she's just going to have enough, and she's going to have that. She's going to have the shits of it, and eventually Asuka, because Bailey's outnumbered basically 3-2.
Okay, so if Bailey leaves Damage Control, who takes over? Kairi Sane?
It would be Io
Asuka. Io, okay. Yeah, I can see Io. That makes sense.
Io's not the alpha. She's still the champion, so she would be the next logical person to step up and take over. But you could see her being led around, even though she's the leader, being told what to do by Asuka, by Kairi Sane, because they are the alphas.
Right, I got you.
I
mean, I don't want Bailey to get to leave Damage Control because I like where she's at. But if that's the case, then so be it.
Eileen said, the Japanese girls, also known as Paul's ladies.
The Asian persuasion.
Yep. The Asian persuasions ladies. Eileen says it will be Dakota Kai, and Bailey versus Paul's ladies. And
Dakota Kai and
that's 3-2. So
yeah. Okay.
we'll have to wait and see. Eileen says instead of LWO, we got AWO, Asian World Order.
Asian World Order.
I mean, it's not far
Okay.
off.
No, it makes sense. Eileen's all over it. I get it. I get it.
There should be something where you have like a.
I wasn't thinking Asian World Order, but okay.
Well, I mean, there's a direction you can go, but I don't know if in today's day and age you can do it. But you can have like a World War pay-per-view where you have, Team Asia, have all kinds of Japanese, wrestlers or anybody that's, in that area of the world, from that area of the world, on one team, you're looking at, of course, the three Asian ladies there, Kairi Sane, Io Sky, Asuka. You look at Nakamura, Tozawa to a certain extent, I guess.
Right.
I'm sure there's other ones I'm not thinking of right now. But, them on a team, then you can also have like Team Europe, where you can get like, you have your British folks or whatever, your, European,
right. I see where you're going with it.
Team America, like you could have a whole World War type of pay-per-view, which I think would be pretty cool, but it's never going to happen.
No.
Today's day and age, I guess it would. I guess it would be not the smartest thing to have, parts of the world fighting against each other, especially with all the turmoil.
No, I agree. I
think that'd be pretty. That when you say Asian World Order, I think that'd be pretty cool if you had like an LWO versus an AWO and all that good stuff.
We'll see.
So we got Eddie again saying, "I see the Asian World Order turning on Bailey and Dakota." Well, so I turn on Bailey. The Dakota, I'm not really.
I don't think Dakota. Maybe Bailey. But
I think Dakota leaves by default with Bailey, and I think she leaves kind of against her will. Like I think Bailey kind of just drags her with. You know what I mean? Like, just assuming that Dakota, as being Bailey's friend, is kind of like, all right, I guess, yeah, okay, I'm with you.
Sure.
Kind of thing.
If you go, I'll go type deal.
Yeah, well, I guess no. I think it's Bailey's saying if I go, you're going with me.
You're going with me. Okay, right. Either way. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he's saying it.
That makes sense.
That's what I think.
Sure.
Hey, Stacy Northrup, what's going on, Stacy? You can check Stacy out Sundays, 11 a.m. on the Big Blue Power Hour, talking New York Giants football. She says LMFAO, Eileen C. Stars C. Stripes. That means laugh. Well, I ain't going to go into it.
I know. I got you. Hi, Stace. Thanks for checking in. We appreciate it.
Everybody knows that acronym.
Yes.
Checking us out there, Stace. I appreciate it very much.
Stacy checking out the Atomic Job podcast. Yeah.
She heard all the good news. She's like, you want to see a couple of handsome guys talk about professional wrestling
That's why she checked in.
A couple of handsome guys talking about professional wrestling at 12:30 in the morning. I got something to show you. Eileen says they did that with Drew, Sheamus, and Cesaro, and they also had what's his name? He was Latino. What the hell was his name? Alberto Del Rio. They also had
Del Rio. Yes.
I'll tell you what, I was a huge Del Rio fan. I loved Alberto Del Rio.
You are a Del Rio fan, huh? Wow.
He was fantastic. I thought he was fantastic in the ring. Great bad guy.
If I'm not mistaken, the 2011 Royal Rumble winner. Is that right?
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know how.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yep.
The older you get, years or whatever.
Alberto Del Rio with Ricardo. Wasn't Ricardo his manager?
Ricardo was the manager.
Ricardo Butler. Rodriguez, right?
Yep.
Okay.
He wrestles in independent circles in our area.
My name is Alberto Del Rio.
So, but yeah, I remember that whole, it was like a foreign, type. I can't remember what their name was, but it was, I don't
remember off the top of my head. But all I know is Alberto Del Rio got some sweet chin music one night, and I'll never forget that.
Lots of people got sweet chin music.
Well, Alberto definitely, he came in the ring. Shawn was in the ring, and Shawn said, "I'm done with this. Sweet chin done. See ya."
Eileen says, I heard Mr. Fuji 2.0 is available to manage AWO. Yeah.
You have to ask him that, but I could see he can make himself available. That's for sure.
Do for free.
Well, he's a busy guy, though.
Well, he'd make himself available.
For that, he definitely would.
He said, and Tegan Knox reformed their NXT tag team. Yes. What was their NXT tag team name?
I don't recall off the top of my head. I do not know that. I cannot. If you knew it, let me know.
Yeah, Tegan's back from her injury.
I remember that being a tag team. I just didn't know the name of it.
Yeah. I know Tegan Knox, she blew up her knee, I don't know how long ago it was, but she's back. She's rolling pretty good now.
I'm a Tegan Knox fan.
And so you look at Dakota Kai, basically on the same road as Tegan Knox was with the whole knee injury and stuff like that. So
yes. Yep.
Which knee injuries suck ass. So
yeah.
It's so stupid.
Nakamura.
Yes, the Nakamura part of the Asian World Order.
Yeah. Just bring him in here too. Yeah, true.
So also on a big match on SmackDown was the number one contenders match for the Universal Tag Team Championship. You had the Brawling Brutes, Street Profits, and those idiots in the crop tops. Pretty deadly.
Pretty deadly.
Tell you what, dude,
that's your favorite tag team, big man.
I can't handle it. Watching them walking down to the freaking ring, I'm just shaking my head. They look at these morons walking down stupid ass pink crop tops. I'm just like, my neck starts to hurt and everything. My eye twitches. I can't handle it. I can't handle it, dude.
Big man does not like Pretty Deadly. That's for sure.
Oh God, it's and I'm thinking to myself, I'm watching this match. I'm like, those MFers are going to win. It's going to make me so angry. But so the Street Profits won. They're the new number one contenders for the.
They are,
which is really surprising. Were you surprised that the Street Profits got the win?
Not really. No, because they deserve a title shot. They've earned it.
I agree to a point there, but it's just with Judgment Day still having the titles, and then so you have two heel teams going at each other. I think it's really surprising. You don't see it that often.
Very rare. Very rare.
So I thought that was pretty interesting.
But I'm liking this. I have to be honest. I'm liking the Street Profits. I am. I like this new Street Profits that we're seeing now. The old one was getting kind of old, but I didn't mind it. Don't get me wrong. With the cups and all that. Yeah, and to me, those two are very good together. So I don't see, I'm okay with Dawkins. I like Dawkins. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Always have been. And I Street Profits, if they win the titles, I'll be okay with that.
I am as well. I wasn't a big fan of Street Profits originally.
Right.
And since with Bobby Lashley week after week, it's kind of grown on me a little bit. So I'm starting to like him a little bit more.
But like I said, Ford and Dawkins are very good together. I like them. They can be good or bad to me. It doesn't really matter. But they're very good tag team. They work good together.
They're very, very good tag team.
And Montez Ford, my man can fly. My God, he's so good.
Speaking of tag teams that get along, going the opposite way, here we have Brawling Brutes potentially having some sort of issue going on.
Yeah, little issues I saw at the end of the match. I did see that.
So the ending of the match was who I guess Ridge Holland had. I don't know who he had by the arm.
He kicked his partner, didn't he?
Well, Butch ended up
Butch kicked Collins in the head. Yeah.
Ended up kicking Ridge in the face with a brogue kick. But Ridge was holding somebody. I don't remember if it was somebody from Pretty Deadly or if it was somebody from the Street Profits.
I think it was the Street Profits, if I'm not mistaken.
It doesn't matter who it was, but whoever Ridge was holding, big, massive, strong Ridge couldn't hold them anymore. They got away, and as that happened, he got kicked in the face by his tag team partner Butch. Ridge gets pinned by the Street Profits 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring.
It was a roll up, wasn't it?
No, I think just straight up went over and covered him. I think, or
okay, gotcha.
I don't know.
I thought he rolled him up, but okay, maybe I was wrong.
I thought it was a pin right in the middle of the ring after.
You're probably right. I'm not. I'm not.
Well, they
you're right.
did their. I think they got Ridge up and they did their finisher. Then I think.
Okay.
The street. But anyway, that's what it. They won.
They did win.
So at the end of the match, Butch is there, talking to Ridge, kind of, Ridge is laying there, I'm sorry, Ridge, I didn't mean to kick you in the face. And so Ridge gets up, and he wasn't having any of it. He kind of pushed Butch away a little bit,
Yeah.
and then left the ring. So is this the start? Is this the beginning of the end for the
Well,
brawl?
if Sheamus can put him back together, I think he can.
When was the last time we've seen Sheamus?
Yeah, is he injured?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while. He might be working on something outside of wrestling. I don't know.
Doing a movie or something?
He very well could. I've seen him in commercials, but I don't know. He could be working on something different, or he could be injured. I have no idea.
I think he is working on something. Now that you mention it, I think that's what he's doing.
Maybe he's the fifth member.
I don't think so.
Sheamus is the man. I don't know where it was.
I'm not saying he's not, but I just don't think he's the fifth member.
Well, not Sheamus. I mean, Sheamus is every bit as good as Randy Orton, every bit as good as CM Punk. There's nothing wrong with Sheamus. He's a little bit whiter. He's a ginger. There's nothing wrong with him.
We're talking about the human jar of mayonnaise here, big man. Come on.
Ginger hater. That's what you are.
I am not a all I know is I call him the human jar of mayonnaise. That's for me.
But yeah, so
quickest pin in WrestleMania history. I'll give you that much.
Against Daniel Bryan.
That is correct.
So there's some fractures in the Brawling Brutes. I'm not a big fan of the Brawling Brutes because I feel like every time that they wrestle, they lose. So like, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they lose a lot. They do.
I guess you need to have teams like that are kind of like jobbers. They're out there to make the other team look good, to have a good match, which the Brawling Brutes can, and would still get the other team over. So
I agree.
You need wrestlers like that, teams like that. So,
no, I like the Brawling Brutes. I'm okay with. I like Butch. I'm okay with that. Hollins is good too. I have no problem with them.
Eddie says pretty much a dud.
Pretty much a dud.
I think that's pretty deadly. Is I think they're pretty much duds.
Oh, Dudley, pretty much pretty deadly. Okay.
I was surprised it was a heel team that won. So was I. That's why I was surprised.
I was too. I got it.
So going into that, we're saying that we're surprised the heel team won. So going into that fatal three-way, you had two heel teams and one babyface team. I didn't think that the Brawling Brutes were going to win that match. The Brawling Brutes don't win anything. And I felt like it was probably going to be those idiots in the crop tops.
You thought Pretty Deadly was going to pull it off?
I did, because they seem to get the weird ass wins. They seem to be getting, just like crazy ass finishes and stuff like that. I didn't think at all.
That could have been a flip of the coin for that match.
Yeah. So I mean, I was really surprised it was Street Profits. I was happy it was Street Profits, so I don't have to watch those morons in crop tops do anything.
You're so rough on Pretty Deadly.
Oh, I hate it. Tops then, and
oh man.
Oh, hang on a second here. All right. Eileen says, I'm not a fan of the new Street Profits look because it's not going anywhere. I'm not a fan of this new Street.
I think the new look, as in like the suits and everything she's going with.
Because it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I see that.
She says it's like WWE half invested in it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they're giving him a title shot, so I guess
they like that. Yeah, they're giving them that. So anything's possible.
This is Dunn kicked Holland.
Yes. Dunn kicked Hollins. Yes, he's right.
With the bro kick.
Yes. Pete Dunn. He's calling Pete Dunn. He's not calling him Butch. He's calling Pete Dunn.
I was confused. Like,
that was his name back. It was Pete Dunn before they called him Butch. I see where he went with this. I got it.
Eddie says accidentally.
Yes, Pete Dunn. That was who he was before.
Eddie says, I call Sheamus the wrestling version of Casper the Friendly Ghost.
It's the human jar of mayonnaise. Come on, Ed, get it right.
That's if Casper was gonna come up and kick the shit out of you. You know what I mean? Like, he's a
human jar of mayonnaise.
Not mayonnaise. At least it's not Miracle. Do you like Miracle Whip?
I do. I'm a fan. Yes,
Miracle Whip. I like it on sandwiches.
I do too. I do too.
Eddie says that's pretty deadly name.
Pretty deadly name. Okay.
Which was the pretty much a dud is pretty.
Pretty much. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Oh God. Where is this show going tonight? I don't even know.
So we had moving on from that, we had LWO.
Yes.
A little bit earlier, but LWO Santos Escobar came out and made it official. You know, he came out, people were booing him. He came out with no LWO gear on.
Dogging right too. Man.
They got in the ring and you know, pretty much ran down Ray in Spanish and in English. So
he did.
Then Carlito came down and defended Ray. And
there's your match.
A Survivor Series match with the LWO with not LWO with Carlito versus Santos Escobar. I mean, even his LWO, the other LWO members whose name I ain't gonna bother to learn because I think they're insignificant in any kind of storyline.
Serena, is it Serena? Isn't it? Is she one of them? Or Zena?
So Zelina Vega,
Zelina Vega. Sorry,
she's significant. I think she's a good wrestler. The other two guys, I just never see them do anything.
Right.
But I did think for a second when they came down and he put his fist out, because I've been calling this for a while now. I've been calling this for a while that LWO is going to break up, that Santos Escobar is going to turn on Ray.
You said that like a few weeks ago, if I remember correctly.
Well, probably going back, if you look at it, probably a couple months ago.
Like a month ago. Yeah, you did call this. Yeah,
like that
you did.
It was. But I could be wrong. Time is not my specialty here.
No, you're right. It's about a month ago you said that. Month and a half ago.
So I said, he was going to turn on Ray, but I felt like the whole LWO was going to turn on Ray. So when Santos was in that ring, the LWO members came out. The two guys, like I said, I'm not going to bother learning their names. He put his fist out. He said, "Come on, brothers, come on." And I'm thinking, all right, they're going to dap him up, and that's the LWO is going to turn on Ray. It's going to be the LWO versus Carlito and Ray. But they're saying Ray's in knee surgery and stuff like that. So Ray had some issues already going into that.
I saw the cast he had on his they showed him in the hospital bed with the cast on.
They said he had successful surgery on his knee, so we go from there. So he'll be out for a little while. So I was starting to think that was going to be LWO versus Ray and Carlito, but now they turned their back on Santos as well, and Santos by himself stomped the shit out of him, and Zelina gave him a slap in the face for his troubles. So
there you go.
So that's going to set up, like we said, Carlito versus Santos at Survivor Series.
I kind of like Carlito in that match, but that's just me.
I like Santos in that match. We'll do our picks for next week.
We'll do it next week, right? We'll pull that off.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. I'm big on Carlito. I always like Carlito. How can you not like Carlito Cabana? Come on, I miss it.
I like Carlito Cabana. I do, but he's not there to win any championships. He's there to put talent over.
Hey, former Intercontinental champion. Come on now.
Yeah. Also, Apple champion. Eddie says, "Not that damn awful Butch name."
But, he likes Pete Dunne better than Butch. He
doesn't like Butch.
He was Pete Dunne. That was who he was. Yeah.
Butch is the guy in prison that they give a name to that's passed around in the showers.
Eddie likes more Zelina. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I like Zelina also.
I like Zelina too. I think Zelina Vega is very good. Yes.
She slapped the shit out of Santos. Absolutely, that was
good for her.
That was a real slap. That wasn't one of those slap my leg when I hit you kind of deals. That was a slap across the face.
Good.
When you're that close, you have to make it look as real as possible. And I'll tell you what better way to make it look real than to making it real?
I totally agree.
She got him pretty good there.
Yep.
We also had Dragon Lee versus Axiom tonight.
I saw that match. I watched it. Very good. I love Dragon Lee. I'm a fan.
Going into that match, they introduced Axiom and Dragon Lee, and the match started, and the crowd was just silent. Like no sort of reaction.
Well,
but by the end of that match, that place was going nuts.
Because it's two high flyers. That's why.
they won the crowd over with their moves and stuff
That's
like that.
correct. That's cruiserweight at its best right there, man.
There's one thing after another. Bam, 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 bam. Just amazing stunt after amazing stunt. And so they won the crowd over. Like I said, beginning dead silence, but by the end, the place was going nuts. Great job by
cruiserweight wrestling at its best.
And that's why I said they got to bring the cruiserweight division back. We got to get
they should bring a cruiserweight title back. Is what you're talking about. I totally agree with that. Absolutely.
I'd even go as far as to say they should have their own show, but I don't know if you'd be able to do like an hour or whatever. Just that'd be.
I wouldn't go that far, but okay. Bring back the division, bring back a cruiserweight title, and I'm good with that. Sure.
Eileen said, "I thought it was the Power Rangers versus Dragon Lee."
With the vest on, yeah, Eileen, I hear you. Yeah, absolutely.
Was it red? I think he had the red mask with like a gray visor across, so you could see the Power Ranger.
Well, his opponent was really good too. I have to give him credit.
That was Axiom, yeah.
Axiom, yes, I like him. Yeah.
Like Eileen said, they had 205 Live for a little while.
Oh, I forgot about 205 Live. That's right.
So that's kind of like a cruiserweight type thing.
It was a show. Yeah, 205 Live. Yeah. Yep.
I think was that on Wednesdays or something like that, or
it could have been.
I don't remember.
I know they have the main event before Raw. The show called the main event before Raw. That's like 2 matches before Raw starts, which was really good. I enjoyed that. But that's right. Honestly, that's where I saw Bronson Reed on that main event show, and from there, that's where he built his way up on that, man. I got to give him credit for
that. So we to finish the night out. Well, I guess it wasn't really finishing the night out, but LA Knight versus Jimmy Uso.
Yes.
A good match. LA Knight came down after Jimmy was out there and did his little promo. Good stuff there. Well, actually, I think it was so. To rewind that, you had Paul, Solo, and Jimmy in the ring. Paul was cutting a promo, and pretty much saying John Cena's gone. He just over and over and over again.
See ya.
But Paul Heyman was a heck of a promo, which Paul Heyman always does. Yeah, really good promos.
He's the best. He's the best.
And so then LA Knight, that's when he came down and pretty much said, "I have unfinished business with Jimmy. Let's get it on." So you had Jimmy versus LA Knight.
LA Knight.
You seen Paul and Solo leaving during the match because Paul got a call.
Guess from who?
The Hamburglar. We talked about him earlier. Hurricane Helms. No, from Roman Reigns, obviously.
What's up with
that? So obviously it's from Roman Reigns.
Roman.
And so the match is going on. LA Knight, back and forth match like you'd expect it to be. But then Solo and Paul end up coming back down. Well, I don't know if Paul came back down, but Solo definitely.
I know Solo did. I saw that. Yeah.
Solo came back down. Getting involved into the match there, and then they're stomping LA Knight outside the ring. Jimmy and Solo is, and then Cody Rhodes came down to help out with
suit, tie, and all. What's up with that?
Really shocked me. I didn't expect Cody Rhodes to be there. Him being
I'm glad he did. I just can't get over to the suit and tie that he came in. He had the vest and everything.
That's what he wears all the time.
Well, not when he comes down to the ring to wrestle. He doesn't.
Pajamas. Well, he didn't come down to wrestle. He came down to help out.
He saved LA Knight.
Yeah, but he wasn't expecting that, so he was still in business for him. He was, he's not Superman where he can just rip open his. I guess if he was Riddle, he could just take all of his clothes off and go down in his underwear with nothing else on. Nothing else respectable.
Oh man.
But
tickle my bed all the time, don't you? No, honestly, I was glad to see Cody come down. He did save LA Knight, which was good.
Yeah. And like I said, it was surprising because Cody's a Raw star, and we know we've had these issues earlier with Adam Pearce and the SmackDown GM.
Yes, I know. I don't know his name off the top of my head.
I want to say Nigel, but it's not Nigel or Niall or. Oh man, I can't think of his name again. But we had the issues where hey, keep your guys there, I keep my guys here type of thing. Now
Right.
you have Raw superstar invading SmackDown, and you can tell
Mm.
after it was all said and done, he was pissed. The SmackDown GM, and Cody's like, "Yeah, I'll go. I'm going." So as it was kind of surprising that Cody was there, but I think that's going to lead to something else bigger down the
Sure.
road. Is that
No,
mean
I was glad to see Cody come down. I mean, that was surprising. It was. It was good.
yeah? So yeah, it's going to be interesting. That brings up a point to what Rich said earlier about Cody or about LA Knight being the fifth member of Team Cody because Cody came down tonight. But like we said, we don't think so. We think it's going to be Solo and
I
LA
don't think
Knight
so either. I'm not seeing it, but
at,
you never know. It could happen.
at Survivor Series. We both fought LA Knight versus
I,
Solo.
I still think it's Randy, but okay.
We got Eddie, a comment from Eddie here. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Joey P? What?
Joey P, what's up, baby?
He says, "Hey guys, 1 week from Survivor Series, can't wait."
Oh, somebody's excited. Joey's pumped up.
Joey's a wrestling fan. He has a wrestling show over there on EOP.
Yes, he does.
So Joey's a wrestling guy. He likes wrestling. He does
Steel Step podcast, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he does. I guess he does. I don't know, reviews or something like that for ML.
Yeah. A lot of indie wrestling. Joey covers that too. He does.
Joey's working from the ground up, man. Joey's
Joey's doing a great job over there. I hope they appreciate what he's doing for them because he's doing a great job over there.
Eddie says Nick Aldis. God damn, I can't remember that guy's
Nick Aldis.
My daughter goes, "Dad, is that John Cena?" I said, "No, it's not John Cena." I said, "It's stupid Nick Aldis."
Nick Aldis.
I hate the GMs.
Okay.
Idiot Adam Pearce, and then have Nick Aldis.
I like Adam Pearce. I'm okay with him. He doesn't bother me.
I don't know.
Enough! I'm tired of it.
I do this at War
Games.
Come on, Adam Pearce, you jerk off. I'm just saying. I'm trying to be the heel guy out of this. All right, I'm just trying to.
Yeah, we know.
So to finish off SmackDown, Nick Aldis said, "I need to know your fifth member by the end of the night." So you have I guess what the hell we gonna call them? Team Charlotte? I don't know what we call them.
I guess you'd call it that.
I don't know. So they're running around, or I don't know, but they're running around looking for a fifth member, and anytime they stop and talk to somebody, they get their ass stomped.
Charlotte goes, "I made the call, but she didn't answer."
She got ghosted, is what it was. But so,
do you think Shotzi deserves to be in this group of girls here?
She is the one that kind of stands out as your weak link, as somebody
that
like like the ugly toe or whatever.
To me, she does. I mean, between you got three, between Bianca and Charlotte and Becky, and there's Shotzi.
I dig Shotzi. I like the whole punk rock vibe.
I'm not saying Shotzi's not a bad wrestler, and I have nothing against her. I just don't think she just belongs in those three.
But she's definitely the weak link there. She's definitely the.
That's where I'm going with it. I mean,
but she's also the wild card as well. You see her; she came down and she took on the whole damage control by herself right away. She's just jumping.
Right. Yeah, she's definitely the wild card. No doubt.
There. She had the tank on remote control mode, and then she's jumping from the top rope behind them. So,
right.
Yeah, but it's yeah. So they come down to the ring, and they end up getting into fisticuffs there with damage control, 4 against 3. The numbers catch up; they're getting their asses kicked, and then we find out who the fourth member of Team Charlotte is. It's
definitely
Becky Lynch, who shocked the shit out of me.
The man.
I said it was going to be Jade Cargill because I'm thinking Becky.
See, I thought it was Jade Cargill too.
I'm thinking Becky's Raw, but I guess Becky's kind of like a free agent. She goes where she wants. I know she's been on NXT and stuff like that.
Yeah,
she was the NXT champion for a little bit, and so it was surprising, but I think that's a good pick. I think that's really legitimate.
I'm okay with it. Yeah, sure. It's Becky. I mean, Becky can't do no wrong.
It gives that match a little bit more of a bump, a little bit more interest into that match.
I totally agree. Totally.
You have pretty much almost all of the best women wrestlers in that company all in one match there. I mean, like
Yeah.
you're missing like Rhea and stuff like that, and Raquel Rodriguez.
Well, they have their own
there, and to a little bit lesser extent would be Zoe.
So,
but it's I was expecting. I put it on on X, formerly known as Twitter. I thought it was gonna be Jade Cargill. What a perfect time to introduce her.
You might see her Survivor Series. That's a possibility.
I think that's what. There we go. Joey brings that up. He says, "Any chance Jade is a part of War Games?"
I think she can be. I do.
It would have to be like we talked about earlier. For some reason, the women are 4 versus 4, and the men are 5 versus 5. But it would have to be as some sort of like either outside interference or when the match is
or maybe one of them gets ejected and thrown out of the match, and then she comes in.
Or the Shotzi get mysteriously injured. And
good point. Didn't think about that either. You're on top of things, big man. I like it. Like they take Shotzi out of the equation, and here comes Jade.
Eileen says, my favorite part of the Grayson Waller match was Theory, Road Dogg joining the commentary team instead of Graves.
What was up with Road Dogg tonight? I was surprised to hear him.
Well, you have what's his name? Adam Graves, is it? Out there with he's out with his wife having a baby.
Corey Graves. Corey.
Adam Corey's the same damn name, just different letters. But yeah, he's out. His wife had a baby and stuff like
Carmella had a baby. Yes, she did.
Yeah. Yes. And so Road Dogg was out there as a special announcer. Yeah.
I love Road Dogg as an announcer. I'm okay with that. I thought he was good.
Yeah, KO last week. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't even watch the Waller match. I can't stand Grayson Waller. That's stupid. As soon as his music hits, I'm out.
The Grayson Waller effect, big man.
The little guy said, he goes, Dad, can I have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? And I heard that stupid ass music hit. I'm like, you know what? Yes, you can have. You can have two peanut butter and jelly. So I didn't even watch it. I did see.
In case people aren't aware of this podcast, my partner is not a Grayson Waller fan. I'll leave it at that.
He's a douchebag from down under.
I was trying to be nice about it, but okay, go with that.
I was nice about it. There's other words I want to use, but I won't. At 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, great. 1 o'clock in the morning. Let's just pick on Grayson Waller. Why not?
Well, where he's from, it's 3 p.m. the next day. So
he's Australian, dude. Come on now.
I know what he is. That's why I said he's a douchebag from down under.
We need Joe Manager Stone Cold though.
Remember when Stone Cold was the general manager?
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
I remember when Stone Cold had the little badge and Triple H made fun of him. That was great.
And the Survivor Series match.
The Survivor Series. Oh, Stone Cold in the Survivor Series match? No.
No. He's the 5th member.
I'm over Stone Cold right now. I'm good with that.
So that's all I got from SmackDown as well. So
I was
want to add to it.
I was good. Like I'll just say I was good to see Becky come in and being the 5th member. I'm happy about that. Or the 4th. I'm sorry, the 4th member. Sorry.
4th member.
Yes, I was happy to see that. Damage control. I don't know if Bayley's going to survive that. I doubt she will. I'm not seeing that happening. I'm seeing it. I'm pretty much seeing, them turning on her, which is very possibility. And Cody tonight was very surprising. I didn't see that coming.
No.
Other than that, I'm good.
I'm happy the crop top twins lost. I was pleasantly surprised by that. Dragon Lee was awesome and Axiom was awesome.
Dragon Lee was very good. I agree with that. Yes.
And to again, like Joey P. Wood commented about any chance Jade is a part of War Games. It's a possibility. I did see something on the interwebs saying that she was down at the Performance Center working out to get ready and stuff like that. So I
hope Joey. I hope she is. I really do.
I think it's something where the match is over and she appears in the ring with Charlotte. I feel like Charlotte.
Here comes Jade Cargill out of nowhere. That'd be great.
Charlotte or Becky's going to be her first main opponent. I think her first big name feud, and so she'll be face to face with them, or she'll like hit her finisher on them to kind of end that segment of the show.
Okay.
I hope she is because I'm kind of overhearing about it. I'm all the time.
I agree.
Jade Cargill, like, all right, where the hell is she? Let's get her out here now.
She signed almost a month, less than a month ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Eddie says
it's time to get her in there.
He says that Grayson Waller's the Australian Vince Russo. Sheriff Stone Cold. Yep.
Sheriff Stone Cold. I'll never forget. Triple H made fun of that. That was so funny. That segment was hysterical.
Put over Shotzi at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I like Shotzi. I really like Shotzi.
I miss green hair Shotzi, but that's cool.
I like her look now. I still wish that she would have had a hair match against Bailey, because I love hair matches, but she already shaved her head, so it wouldn't be fair.
I agree.
But Shotzi's definitely the weak link there. So we'll see what happens though.
No doubt about it.
I think she's gonna have a good showing. I do think I don't think she's gonna win it for her team or whatever. But I do feel like she's gonna have a good showing. But she's gonna be the weak link.
No doubt.
All right, you ready to get out of here, there, little guy?
Definitely. It's 1:12 in the morning. I think we've covered everything we could possibly cover.
The thing is, I figured, let's condense it a little bit to make it quicker, because we're not on for 2 hours and we're on even longer than we were last week.
Today, long night. I didn't expect to be that long.
We'll figure this out sooner or later.
We had a lot of comments tonight too. So we had a lot of comments tonight.
Yeah, a lot of comments. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for commenting and all that good stuff, for watching the show, commenting as much as they did. Very much appreciated.
Very much. We appreciate everybody that watches the show. Eileen, of course.
Eileen, Rich.
Rich. Who are we missing?
Checking this out, and of course, Eddie Prather with
Eddie came through. Yeah. Joey, thank you, Joey. Appreciate it.
Every comment, Eddie, thank you so much. Makes things a lot easier on here when there's comments. It creates more conversation, more topics, and stuff like that. So
sure, it keeps our show going, and we appreciate everything you guys really coming in and helping us out. We really do.
All right, so that's all we got for tonight. We're gonna get.
Actually, Mr. Fuji chimed in. I think didn't he chime in once tonight?
Yeah, Paul Spencer. Mr. Fuji did not, but Paul Spencer did.
But Paul Spencer did. That's correct. Mr. Fuji did not chime in tonight.
Game plan for next Friday.
Is he still locked in the closet? Where's he at?
Well, this is the last game coming up, so he's still locked in the closet.
Oh, okay.
So
I got you.
After Thanksgiving, he'll be allowed out once the season.
I'm not about to eat.
So be sure to check out the Golden Dome podcast tomorrow morning, 11 a.m., talking Notre Dame football. Also, the Golden Dome post game. I think they play Wake Forest tomorrow.
Okay, gotcha.
And also 11 a.m. Sunday, be sure to check out the Big Blue Power Hour, talking New York Giants football. Are you doing Cowboys pregame?
I will do the postgame show if we have one. Pregame show, I will not.
Okay. So I do believe there's a Cowboys pregame show.
I have a playoff softball game, so I'm not making that.
I think that's one or so. I'm not really sure. Eddie, a couple comments here. Eddie saying good night. Good night, Eddie. Thanks for checking it out.
Eddie, thanks. We appreciate it, buddy. We really do.
Great show. Thank you, sir.
Well, the beginning wasn't so hot, but okay.
The beginning was a struggle there. We both
that was a struggle. That was kind of my fault. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize for that.
Even I couldn't remember freaking Jey Uso. And I couldn't remember Seth Rollins.
We were a little off on the beginning, but we.
And then, of course, the audio issues that you had, but
yeah, of course, me.
We made it through. We pushed through.
I have to get that fixed somehow, some way. So sorry about that.
We hit the high spots, and
But as the show, it only got better. That's for sure.
It got better. All right. That's it for us, guys. Thanks for checking it out. And Dave,
before you leave, everybody, I want to say one time, have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your holiday week with your family and friends. And just family football, and enjoy. Have fun.
Yeah, have a great Thanksgiving. Have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll be back on next Friday. I'm not sure if you'll be on, Dave, or not. I thought you said you had something going on.
I actually will not be on next week. I have a couple things going on for high school that I went to. Alumni soccer game, actually. And we're having a party afterwards. So I'm kind of looking forward to it.
But I will be on. It's Friday night with the Keep It Real podcast, probably 11 p.m. at the same time. We'll be talking Survivor Series and stuff like that.
If I could jump on, I definitely will. But at this point, it doesn't look too good. It looks promising. So we'll see.
We'll probably have a Survivor Series post show. We'll see what happens. We'll see what that.
I can give you guys my my predictions as well.
So. Yeah, and we'll cover all those.
Yeah.
All right. So hey, Dave, tell them whose game it is.
Let me talk to you. Yeah. Whose game is it? The Atomic Drop Podcast. Yeah.
See you guys later.